Hello, everyone, and welcome to the grand finals of Anime Villainous' tournament arc for 2026. After many competitive games and qualifiers in the top 16, we have finally made it to the very end for this year's tournament. We have Divitae versus Dgessner, and it promises to be some very good matches. This is going to be a best of 5, so it's the first player to get 3 wins will walk away with the gold and get their name as first place on the mod. Second place will also be put into the mod on a plaque, but just really exciting to be at the end of another great tournament arc this year. So let's get right into it and see how the last game plays out. Okay, and this is it. This is the moment. The final match of Anime Villainous Tournament Arc 2026 is here, and Divitae will be winning the dice roll. We've got Divitae versus Dgessner here. Divitae is going to be our starting player, so they will be banning first. I might have mentioned it in the opening bit. We're going to see Yaldabaoth ban, very popular, very unsurprising. I might have mentioned it in the opening bit, but this is a best of 5, not a best of 3. And we're going to see a father ban here, and then Dgessner immediately knows who he wants to play as. But I wonder if he's going to do Oculus, because Oculus is one of his go-tos. But this is a best of 5, so probably going to be a longer video than usual, unless we have some really quick games. But it's the first one to win 3 games, not the usual win 2 games. Monokuma versus Chrollo. We have not had very much Monokuma in this year's tournament arc. Have we had a single Monokuma game until now? Sorry, something in my throat there. Have we had a single Monokuma game until now? I'm not sure that we have, to be honest. But we're going to be seeing Chrollo versus Monokuma here. I feel like this leans in Chrollo's favor, especially with Chrollo going first, which means Monokuma doesn't get a bathhouse top fate off the rip. But time will tell. So we are going to see Divitae go straight to Underground Auction and throw out a Binding Loyalty to get an ally of his choice right out the gate. And Mondo is a pretty good first grab, 3 strength, fairly annoying. Potential to get buffed more. And then that'll be it for Chrollo. Not having an ally to immediately move is pretty unfortunate, and that's really unlucky. A Whiff Fate for Dgessner right out the gate. That's very unfortunate. He is going to immediately use his ability and get Toko, who is kind of a 5-strengther. You know, a bit of a gimmicky 5-strengther, but a 5-strengther nonetheless. Did get an early camera, though, which is really good. Camera immediately on Dining Hall is a big help. We're going to see Cortopi played out here with no target, and then discarding Spider Limbs, Bloodbath, and Spider Limbs. So pretty bad starting hands for Chrollo here, which is really good for Dgessner because he has had an awful opening fate. And now Taka here means that's a 6-strength Toko, which is very annoying for Dgessner. He's going to want to try and get Taka onto Toko or move Toko somehow to get rid of those tokens. We're going to see a Monokuma Theater into a Boredom, so early Monokuma Theater can go a really long way for Monokuma. Divitae is going to go over to Underground Auction and throw out Franklin into Requiem. Getting Requiem out before Binding Loyalty could trigger, which there was not a good way for Dgessner to force Binding Loyalty to trigger anyway. We are going to see the Franklin move to Underground Auction here. Followed by Fate, which is going to get Sakura and Hifumi. Sakura is going to be sitting on that bottom Fate for a bit. I don't love putting Sakura here, though, because of Butter is moving it up so we can still see the actions, because Surveillance Camera lets you take one. We're going to see a Murder Methods thrown out, and then another no-hero Fate, but Justice is really good at least. There are 8 or maybe 9 heroes in this Fate deck. 2 Judgment Chain, Justice, Rogue Limb, which isn't technically a hero, but kind of is. 2 Crush the Spider. Yeah, I think it's an 8 or 9 hero Fate deck plus Rogue Limb. And then we're going to see a Celeste here. I see what Divitae is going for here. Since Divitae has gotten lucky with these no hero Fates, Divitae is going really hard on... We're going to see Sayaka, actually. And then putting back Hope Lives On, hoping to make Monokuma pull it at some point. But if Divitae keeps getting these heroes out quickly enough, then could put Dgessner, because Toko was a really bad early pull, could put Dgessner in a really terrible spot where he doesn't have heroes to pull out. We're going to see a gain 3 turn end. Interesting. Oh, he put out a murder methods is what happened there. I missed the murder methods. Divitae triggered both murder methods. Okay, that's what's... I got confused for a second there. So betrayal and greed are both being played for the murder methods triggers. And we're seeing a hideout turn here playing Finks, who will move over to Underground to trigger Justice. But with the heavy Fate Storm, and I'm surprised Divitae isn't just bouncing Fates right now, Divitae is trying to put Dgessner... They might not actively be trying to do it, to be honest, but what's looking plausible to happen is Divitae is trying to get out so many heroes before Despair tokens are dealt with that Dgessner has to punishment into using his ability for Despair tokens, which is the worst possible scenario. We're going to see a boredom trigger here thanks to Finks. So Dgessner gets to take whatever card he wants. He can catch Toko here with a 7-cost whatchamacallit, which he might honestly have to. Butter is keeping this open so we can easily tell what's going on. We are going to see the motive. Is that not? Oh, that's still... Yeah, it's still 6 cost. My bad. I didn't mean to say 7. Rogue Limb and Gone here. Honestly, yeah, Rogue Limb is the better pick, and he's going to choose Franklin to get out of there because it covers the top fate. Justice is still out, and now there's a hatred target. So now Gone can be hatreded easily. So it's good to have a hero in the discard. Oh, hatred is the other one. So it's 8 heroes, but there's also a hatred and Rogue Limb for Krollo, I think, for his hero count. So getting 2 no heroes back-to-back is pretty crazy. We do see Stolen Ability triggering here, but it looks like it was just left out. Oh, no, it doesn't trigger here because Monokuma's lower. Sorry, my bad. He touched Stolen Ability, and so I thought that meant it triggered. That was a really good timed Rogue Limb, to be honest, for Dgessner. I wonder if Divitae is going to take the Underground Auction turn, not use either of these, and then just Justice them away and then kill Franklin to reset his board. But it looks like he's actually going to go to Outskirts instead, try and get something better going on. Gonna play Shizuku and then move Finks over to the left. You gotta do something to get rid of Justice here. Playing under Justice is not great. Chihiro and Kyoko, both really good pulls here. I think Kyoko is the better pick. Get rid of that Greed. Honestly, I might have gotten rid of Betrayal instead, but Greed is also a good pick. Nah, Greed's better to get rid of because he's low on power right now. Betrayal isn't going to do anything crazy anytime soon. We're going to see the other surveillance camera hit the board, and then a Revel in Disguise to trigger the Betrayal to put Taka on the top fate with everyone else. So now Kyoko is a 5-strengther, so he's probably looking to be able to kill Kyoko with Toko by doing this Taka play, which I think is very smart. And I do not see... I mean, there's a world where a Bloodbath can open up the top fate this turn, but it wouldn't be very good for Divitae to do that, I don't think. So I doubt we're going to see it, but maybe we will. Are you going to use Cortopi? Having Cortopi move via Justice here wouldn't be the worst ever. Oh, no, not going to use Cortopi, just going to move over, and now he's going to do the full clear, but without using Finks. Okay. So he just did the move action to move over Shizuku, didn't use his ability, and then gets rid of Justice. And then paying 2 for something? Paying 1 for something. Getting Illumi out. Illumi's ability doesn't matter here. You clash with Franklin anyway. So he's got a clear board again, which is really good. Going over to Gymnasium, actually, and it is going to be a class trial to get rid of Kyoko. I think getting rid of Kyoko is the right call there. Kyoko is one of the more annoying heroes. So that's 2 of the 5-strengthers out. Sakura is definitely going to get hit eventually. That did trigger Binding Loyalty. Sakura is definitely going to get hit by Alter Ego later, and at the bottom, Fate will be an easy one to deal with. I didn't see what ally he took there, but he replayed Binding Loyalty. Used his ability and unfortunately gets Hope Lives On, which is very unfortunate, and then that'll be the end of Dgessner's turn. I'm surprised he didn't do that at Dining Hall. This is a really good potential Hatred, or even Silva wouldn't be that bad, but this is a really good, really easy time to get a Fate in there. Maybe he was potentially looking to play Motive in the same turn, but got unlucky with Hope Lives On. Which that earlier Hope Lives On play worked out really nice. We're going to see the Machi play to Outskirts and then playing... Or no, to Underground Auction, sorry. Shalnark... Oh, got Franklin back with Binding Loyalty. I see what happened. Played Franklin into Shalnark, who pulled him over, then hard played Machi. So up to a lot of allies already. Silva or Hatred into Gone would be really good to see here. Leorio, not great, but not nothing. Probably play him and then pull over. You pull Shalnark over, I think. He's not pulling over Shalnark because that gives Shalnark plays at outskirts, but this, like, moving Machi is pointless because Shalnark just pulls him over. It stops the extra card play. And then an ability into Makoto. This has been a very unlucky... I'm going to throw out connections. This has been a very unlucky Monokuma Fate deck for Dgessner. Very unlucky. Well, this is an easy underground auction turn, to be honest. You just go trigger Shalnark to bring back over Machi and make Franklin 4 strength. I think Rogue Limb is already gone, so putting him at 4 strength is funny and doesn't really matter. Could also use Franklin here just for an extra card play, to be honest. Not using Shalnark or Franklin? There he goes. He is going to use Franklin over Shalnark here to get Kaluto out. Fair enough. And then play Uvigin to Leoriel. Yep. Honestly, I'm a little surprised we didn't see the York New Finks just for draw and then play Uvigin into the kill in a move action, but this is also really good. Because it's not like you're getting faded this turn anyway. Not possible. Hope Lives On and Makoto are both out, so you just full fade here every time. Gonna see Byakuya go cover up Gymnasium. Dgessner only has 6 heroes left in here and has to get 3 more hero plays for his ability for Despair tokens. It is very, very likely we're going to see Hero for this one, who can kill Taka. Luckily for him, didn't get the scheme put into hand. And then an immediate motive on Hero. So that's a class trial, and then the immediate class trial. Yep, and that gets rid of that. Already used his ability this turn, though, so he can't use it again. He needs to get 2 more before Divitae can take 4 more Fate actions. So it's not looking too bad. That is going to trigger Binding Loyalty again. It's not too bad for Dgessner. He can potentially, because Divitae took some hideout turns instead of keeping that Fate Storm on, it's possible that he can get out of, especially with Sayaka being a target, it's possible he can get out of the Doom scenario of having to use a punishment exclusively to be able to get another hero out, which is not something Monokuma wants to have to do. It's a big drag on his time. We're seeing connections trigger, and he is going to take back a class trial, I assume because he already has a motive in hand. So he just wants to be able to motive into trial immediately, which again, with Sayaka on board, is basically a guarantee to be able to do. We're going to see Divitae go back over to a hideout, not taking the opportunity to kill Leorio, even though Uvigin is very killable. There are 2 cards in here that will kill an ally. Hatred into Gon, or just hard playing Silva. We're going to see a Greed Island. And also with Finks, I think we'll see Boredom triggering. There's the Scarlet Eyes with Greed Island, which I think Melody is in here, so now Melody has targets. You going to discard down enough to avoid Boredom? Nope. Which means Boredom will trigger for Monokuma, so if he doesn't have a motive, he definitely has one now. Thinking and then changing his mind a lot on that card. He changed his mind twice on what card to take. Probably go to Dining Hall and then see whoever you get with your ability and then motive him. It's Hifumi, so that's why it's good that Sayaka is here. Gonna immediately hit the motive on him. Gotta get Hifumi out of here ASAP because you want to be able to alter Ego Sakura. And we're gonna see Melody and Silva together. This is probably gonna be Silva into Shalnark or Silva into Uvigin. It's a tough pick, to be honest. I would probably, I was about to say, it really sucks not to get Uvigin here because it's so easy to clear this out, but you probably have to kill Shalnark here because Divitae is getting a lot of pieces on board and can start to really rush this board. I think we'll probably see a York New to have Uvigin clean this up a little bit. It's actually going to be an underground. Is it going to be Kaluto trigger for Silva and then just move over Franklin or Kaluto? Or Greed Island even? I don't know why Melody is sitting here. Should be in the discard pile. It's going to be the Franklin trigger for a Spider Limb onto Scarlet Eyes. Wants to try and start the rush right now. And then moving Uvigin over into a Bloodbath with Uvigin to take the Fate action this turn. Pretty good. Pretty strong. Chihiro and Celeste. Yeah, I'd just take away that 1 extra power with Celeste here. Actually going to put Chihiro at Dining Hall. I don't know what these last two heroes are. I think there are only 3 1-strengthers, aren't there? Chihiro, Sayaka, and Hifumi. Is going to end up choosing Celeste onto the top fate to make sure it stays locked down and take away a little bit of power. I think that's probably the best call. I was about to say I could see putting it at Dormitory to stop opening up the extra play a card move, but I don't think he's going to get much out of the move anyway, honestly. So we are going to see the class trial. There goes Sayaka and Hifumi. And then ability into Leon. No good target for Leon to kill, unfortunately, but he could potentially get Chihiro out. Well, I doubt that's going to happen. I bet the Divitae is going to play it. I don't remember what this last hero is. I don't remember if it's a 2-strengther or not. Immediate motive? No, getting Junko out. Okay, yeah, fair. Oh, and Leon's the last one. Did I miscount? I thought he still needed one more after Leon. No, Leon was the last one he needed. Right. Now it's Junko and Alter Ego. Yes. So he doesn't... I think I did miscount by 1 earlier, but now he doesn't have to worry about having trouble getting a token. So this is actually getting pretty dangerous for Divitae. Divitae really needs to start... Oh yeah, Shalnark's dead now. Did I say Shalnark earlier? Shalnark died to the Silver Play, right? Duh. My bad. These guys are playing fast, and they have a lot going on. And there's a lot to talk about with Monokuma. We're going to see Hisoka at Hideout probably to take back Shalnark. He's got to rush really hard right now. Oh, Cortopia, actually. Yeah, Cortopia also works really well for the same purpose. In this Fate deck, there's Killua, Hatred, and Kurapika. And Zeno, I think. Zeno doesn't really do much here. And I think you got to take Machi here. You could take a Lumi to get the Clash into Leorio later, but I would take Machi here. You need to rush. Because the thing about Monokuma here is once he gets that Alter Ego on Sakura, he's going to kill Sakura pretty quickly. Is going to take a Lumi, though. On paper, I think this should be Crollo's game as long as Divitae starts really rushing like Cortopia and speeding up. A Gon here into Cortopia would do a lot. Last surveillance camera is out. And then it's Neon and Zeno. I was about to say, it's probably going to be Neon here. Try and take away the ability for 2 turns. That can be negated by going to Yorknew to take a Vanquish on Neon, which I think we could definitely see here. No, it is going to be Underground Auction. Honestly, I'd probably be going to Yorknew and moving over one of these. Can still get a move over here, though. Yeah, going to move Greed Island over. Because going to Yorknew, because he's Fate-locked... Yeah, there's no way he opens that even with Leon there. We're going to see a Pakanoto play, which is really good. Going to grab Franklin. So that's 4 over here, and none of these are Shalnark or Shizuku, so it is 4. Going to be a full Fate for Chihiro and someone else. You don't have to do this the way you're doing this. Hino was the last one. I couldn't remember. Yeah, you probably just throw Chihiro away from Leon, because now Leon... does not have a good kill target. This has not been a good Fate deck order for Dgessner, I don't think. I also don't play a ton of Monokuma, though. Maybe he would disagree. Maybe he would say otherwise. But I feel like he pulled Hope Lives On and Makoto in this game, so it's definitely not been good for him. It might not be as bad as I'm making it out to be, but it hasn't been good. He's putting that on Chihiro. Huh. Instead of on Sakura for the easy way to kill? And then bringing Chihiro over? Is he trying to set up the double kill with Chihiro and Leon on Celeste? That's going to leave him with Sakura in the endgame, though. I'm not sure that was the right call. I think he really needed to get Sakura out of here. Because now it's going to take a lot of work to kill Sakura. Well, punishment is a way to just get around Sakura. You just make sure you punishment Sakura last, but that makes cinching out the game a bit harder. We're going to see a hideout turn here and then into a Phantom Troop, which is going to end in clashing Neon at the end here. So it's going to trigger Finks. It's going to give a net gain of 1 power off of the Phantom Troop play with Scarlet Eyes. Make the 1-card play of Phantom Troop into a double with Franklin, getting the discard out of Finks as well. With Franklin and Finks both here, you basically turned a covered hideout into still being a double play discard, which is really funny. And the Illumi trigger on Leorio to weaken him down. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna be able to move to Underground next turn, attach Machi, and move over Greed Island or Hisoka. Or Pakanoda, potentially even, but I think you'd be better off moving over... or Nobunaga. I think Pakanoda is the worst one to move there because of how moving to her with Krolo's ability works. So we can see a big Cortopi turn. Yeah, I think that Krolo is just like... Oh, we're actually going to see doing the Bloodbath to just have Machi open outskirts. Interesting. And then clashing Neon at the end of turn. Fair enough. Yeah, this is looking really good for Divitae. I think it's going to have to be Hatred into Gone. Gone at outskirts, kill Cortopi. But honestly, I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Playing Karapika isn't going to help you here. I think your best option is to kill Cortopi or Top Fate kill Pakunoda, but I think killing Cortopi is definitely worth more while making outskirts bad. Don't agree with killing Uvigan. You can't... You have to play for just nickel and diming as many turns as you can out here. But I'm going to be honest, I'd be quite surprised if Dgessner brings this back. We're going to see Cortopi into Nobunaga. Makes sense. And then probably move over Greed Island, Hisoka. And it's going to be Greed Island. I'd probably move Hisoka. Well, no, Scarlet Eyes is already here. Yeah, moving Greed Island is fine. That makes sense. That's fair. I don't remember what this fate is. We're going to see a Spider Limbs to grab Cortopi. That's not where he goes. So with Cortopi on you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. And I think he's Fate locked, so this is probably game. And then we're going to see the Hina Fate. Just throw it at Jim. Doesn't really matter. I don't see him opening up this top fate, so this should be game here. We're going to see the gain 2 over at Gymnasium into a bunch of discarding, and then that's turn. I think Dgessner has just accepted defeat here, because this should be game because he has Nobunaga here. Does he have Shizuku? No Shizuku. It might not quite be game. He might not be able to... Divitae might not be able to kill Gon this turn specifically. Oh no, Greed Island to put... and Hisoka both together. Yeah, use Cortopi to just add Hisoka in. Yeah, so now you just get Shizuku in hand and you should have this. Ooh, stretch. Because you have Franklin for the extra card play that you'll need. I'm going to play Bana Lanov out first. That'll also work because now it's... now you have a Lumi, put Gon at 3, and then you... Oh, did he not have the card? Oh, he showed that he had it and then just didn't play through it because it would have been it would have taken a lot of time. He played Phantom Troop there and did Bana Lanov into shenanigans. He had Phaeton in hand after Franklin plus Scarlet Eyes. He had so many ways to get the kill there. So they didn't go through making him do all 8 plays to trigger the showdown because it would have just been time consuming for the sake of time consuming. So that first game is going to go to Divitae. That was a very unlucky Monokuma game for Dgessner. He did pretty well despite it, but that was he pulled Hope Lives On, and which, to be fair, the Hope Lives On was set up by Divitae, but it was still in Dgessner's favor not to pull both Hope Lives On and what's his face like that. We're going to see Dgessner as the starting player now immediately ban Krolo after that. I do think that that's a good matchup for Krolo, because Krolo can get a lot of shenanigans done when Monokuma can only fate every other turn. We're going to see the Aldabaoth ban, and then Divitae is going to pick Griffith. Griffith is a very popular going second pick, especially in this year's tournament arc. I wish that there were more Loxus players around. And we're going to see Oculus into Griffith. Oculus is Dgessner's go-to villain. I wish that there were more... I don't think any of the very prominent competitive players this year are that into Loxus. Because I really do think that Loxus is a very good option to be countered into. There aren't many that... and honestly, it's not a great pick, but Orochimaru can also potentially get you through being picked second, especially if you've banned Yaldabaoth, because I think Yaldabaoth is a pretty strong answer to Orochimaru. So, but I just don't think that there are many... I don't think there are many players who are especially adept at Loxus or Orochimaru in the competitive scene right now. Turn 1 Guts. All right, well, all of that bad Monokuma luck has immediately turned around for Dgessner, because this is the actual, literal, perfect turn 1 fate, and it's very good for Oculus, who is weakest in the early game while he's doing all of his setup, because now Divitae outside of brand turns, which means that the only thing Divitae will be doing there is taking the top fate, which isn't going to do a lock to Oculus, and an opening hand Arbiter. This is insanely good start for Dgessner compared to his Monokuma game, which was just awful all around. We're going to see a My Castle thrown out and another one discarded, followed by a Fate. Human Emotion's a mistake. No hero on... This is an 11 hero Fate deck, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this is... Mistake is annoying, but also it's a hard-played mistake instead of a Misaki mistake. This is obviously going to get a -1 on Guts. There's no way Dgessner wouldn't be gaining at least 1 power this turn. Going to see an early Unfurled Lotus into another Arbiter. Getting rid of Clavis. He's not really that useful early. Left the other 2 cards, though. Must be some things he really wants to see. We are going to see the Battlefield turn, which must be a brand, because why else would you go here? In this set, in this state. Pulled another one of the non-heroes. Got Tatsumi, though, which is really good here. Yeah, you want to shuffle that back in. Anything that's in his discard this early is stuff he doesn't want. Going to see him put in Unfurled Lotus just to get a net gain of 2, and then throwing Nona where Ginty will eventually be. That's going to be a Demise of a Dream. Really hope to snag one. Did not snag one, unfortunately. Honestly, here I would probably kill Ubik. Yeah, good call. Because Ceaseless Torture into Ubik at Tower of Rebirth is pretty good, honestly. And right now, Divitae really wants to be drawing into those challenges and, like, speed running. Yeah, see, and now Machiko sucks here. So he's not even going to play Machiko, which is smart because you might get the Machiko, you might get the whatchamacallit later. You may choose up to 2 cards each with the cost. Yeah, and you get to see his hand, so there's no point not to do this. You should put in the other Unfurled Lotus. And I would put in the Arbiter just so that he can't play it. Well, that gives him 2 angry faces in there, and then he has Billiards to get rid of the Lotus. So maybe just the Lotus. Yeah, probably just the Lotus, even though it would have been nice to get rid of the fact that he had Billiards ready to go there. The Billiards would have made him spend power, though. I don't know. Probably better just to let him have that Arbiter and just have it be the 2 Lotuses. But the thing is he can... This is still just like a play a card and 2 power to get rid of because of the Billiards. You're basically costing him 2 power at some point. You're going to see another Arbiter. And then we'll see Deckham thrown out as well. He's going to get rid of the Billiards. He's not even going to worry about it for now. Tower of Rebirth into Void. It looks like gain 3, spin 4. It was. Are you going to get Slan or a challenge out here? I guess it depends on if you have a challenge in hand or not. And it's going to be Betrayed because you're getting rid of Betrayed. You have 2 more power to spin here? Slan? Slan was in hand. That makes sense. You always want to stack Slan with allies for when you inevitably get empty. So that's an immediate get rid of Betrayed, which is really good. That's going to put a -1 on Griffith. They'll grab that in a second. There we go. Immediately going to follow that up with a Fate and get the Slanity slipping, as we like to call it. A little bit of lag on TTS there. And then another Arbiter. This is a bit of a late Ginty here. That Tatsumi did a number on that front. So that was a good draw on that. Gonna see the March from Divitae here. The late Ginty here is kind of what Divitae needs to potentially still be in this game. Demon Horde and then hard discard, not drawing into the challenges early. They're both not drawing into what they want to see most. Yosuke does nothing here because he's the one that does a matching card, right? Yeah, and they're both already in there. It's not really... I think I would probably play Yosuke here because his ability is... No, because both Unfurled Lotuses are in. Yeah, you should leave Yosuke in the... Yeah, I agree with that more, actually. There's the hero that's basically Senzubin. You should leave Yosuke in the rotation in case Dgessner gets out an Unfurled Lotus, which it makes sense. That's why I didn't get rid of the Unfurled Lotus earlier with that Billiards, because it could just get put back in by someone like Yosuke or Harada. I do not play much Oculus, by the way, so I will do my best with my commentary on Oculus, but I'm really not someone who knows the old maid to bring Ymera over and Clasher while gaining net 1. Tower of Rebirth still being open is really good for Divitae. These no-hero fates, despite getting Guts out the gate, been a little rough on Dgessner. We're going to see Guilty thrown out. So that'll put Griffith at 3 strength, 3 more challenges to go. There is still 1 more Demise of a Dream in here, and the odds of having there are 4 challenges in the deck or hand. So odds are pretty high. We're finally going to see Ginty here. So using Nona to get rid of Mistake, then using the Activate with Ginty to kill Tatsumi with these two Arbiters, and then not using the move action? Using the move action. There you go. And Divitae immediately doesn't like that and is going to go to Marsh. Doesn't want to let Oculus have a lot of fate pressure early here. We are going to see Empty thrown out. There's Takashi and Misaki. Could use Takashi to... I think that there's still a Human Emotions in the Fate deck. Might even want to take that out. Play it just to take it out. I didn't realize Misaki was deck only. Choose an effect from Oculus's deck and put it into the roulette pile. Yeah, how about that? I'd probably do Takashi here over Misaki, to be honest, because I think getting the other Human Emotions out of here is probably worthwhile to get to the better fates. He heard me. He heard me. But also, again, the thing is 2 and 3 strength are the same at Quindecum now, because there are 2 Arbiters there, and that's how, especially because that's how Ginty works. So Dgessner has already made it where these 2 locations have enough. There's no 5 strength hero in Oculus's build. So 2 Arbiters at Quindecum and 2 of them at Viginti means that these 2 locations are fully guarded, and we'll definitely be seeing Kastra put at the back room as soon as Dgessner gets her, because that will protect the back room, essentially. Darts, Arbitration, Extreme, and Mind Read. All right, thank you for showing me all of those. So decided to just fill up the pile there. I wonder if Divitae is going to try and go for just absolutely filling this thing to make it harder on Dgessner to get the good pulls. Honestly, I could see a Sanity slipping here, but covering the game 3 is probably best. It's very tempting to try to force in empty shenanigans. We're going to see the Nona move into killing Takashi to open up Quindecum, and that is probably not going to get covered. Not going to get covered. Mercenary Camp, we're going to have another ally at March to try and get rid of Empty. We're going to have a Lone thrown out, that's for sure. And then there's the Demon Horde. I think there might be one Sanity slipping left in here, potentially. We will see Quindecum. Could we potentially see a Mind Read here? Discarding Arbitration rules. Playing Quinn. Oh, and I didn't even notice the Castra play. Castra is guarding that now. And then Quinn makes this even better defended. Oh, he's thinking twice. He's going to Fate before playing Quinn. He's going to get Pippin and Demise. Oh, man. I think it's 3 challenges. No, it's only 2 challenges. I think you take the Demise here, though. He did get the Abandon. That's really, really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think we saw Betrayed go earlier. Have we seen Tempted? We are going to see a Mind Read pull. He does not get it. He got double Lotus. Going to get Darts out. And leave in the Lotuses. Using Darts to play Mimon. Oh, Clavis actually to move over Nona. What's happening here? Oh, they had the glitch where it showed that Dgessner was still searching even though he wasn't. Nona ability into Decum. Because I don't think we've seen a Nona yet. He's going to go for another. He does not get it. It looks like he is getting the angry faces out, though. Because he played out Darts and this Arbitration rules. Which will immediately trigger. Only 2 cards in there. Hopefully one of them's a happy face. It is indeed a happy face. So I think there might be 1 angry in there. It's the other Unfurled Lotus. And then the other 4 are all happy faces, I think. I could be wrong. I think that was a Vivid Nightmares just to gain 2 power. Trying to build up power quick. Needs to draw and play, unfortunately, Tempted. We're going to see Mai here play the one that plays Mistake. Yeah, play the one that plays Mistake because he doesn't even have... I just realized he doesn't have Waking Tree out yet. So you probably play the one that plays Mistake onto the back room. Because then he can't get rid of Mistake this turn, I'm pretty sure. Outside of using a... He could do the Ginty thing. He could do the Mind Read, but then he has to use it on Ginty for nothing. Actually, no, I don't even think he can use it on Ginty because there's not a valid target. Can you even do that? I'm not even sure if that's possible. Oh, okay, you're going to do Takahashi instead to try and hard fill this with angry faces. Honestly, you're basically forcing Dgessner to do what he's been doing thus far, which is play the roulette. and just hope he gets lucky on the Deckham plays. So I kind of respect it, to be honest. So yeah, he's using Mai, which is basically Senzu Bean, to play a hero from the discard, and then playing the Human Emotions from the discard. Gets to look at these top 5 cards and put any of them in, as long as they don't cost 2 or more. Because all of the cards that put stuff in the roulette can't hit Deckham or Nona, otherwise a soft lock is possible. A very difficult to realize soft lock, but a soft lock nonetheless. But as long as Oculus has Nona and Deckham on board, it's impossible to soft lock him. Extreme Conditions, Billiards, and Air Hockey. Deciding if he wants to put in Billiards or not, because Billiards, if it's pulled, is a double delete. So I think this is 4-4, and both of the forms are in. We are going to see the back rooms here. Move Nona. And then activate Deckham. 1 happy, 2 angry, unfortunate. Going to Billiards, which is an angry face, out the, or no mask, I always just say like happy, angry. And get rid of the unfurled, so that's gone now. And then going to play Me Mine into Deckham. This is really good odds. Still got an angry face. Well, going to throw out an Extreme Conditions. That gets another one out. Dgessner is having a very unlucky day, brother. He's having a very unlucky day. We're going to see Tempted here. We are going to see Tempted. Yeah, the late Ginty in this game, no Waking Tree yet, and then the not getting a single strength out of the like 4 times he activated this. I'm pretty sure that last one especially was in his favor, I believe. So we're going to see Conrad to get another strength off, and then potentially Void and Demon Horde killed. I do agree with killing Void here because you want him in the reshuffle. That'll get rid of Alone. Only gets to draw up to 3 here because of Tempted. Nope. Butter, catch that. Divitae should not have 4 cards right now. It's a very common mistake. Gonna see Casca and Rickert. Casca's gonna take away that gain 1 discard. You should not have that card. Butter. Can you hear me, Butter? Can you hear me? Tempted is a very important card because it's very insidious and makes what's his face want to die. That's a guaranteed trigger on that. And then moving over Nona, not going to use it to get the kill. So we're going to see the showdown trigger and the arbitration rules here. Please realize that Tempted is in play. Going to put in Bowling. Yep, this draw is not going how it should be right now. Should be 1 less card in hand. This is White Falcon that he had drawn. Getting rid of Blood Soaked. This is already enough to kill Guts here. No, it's not because of Guilty. Surely they remember Tempted is in play at the end of this turn, right? Divitae is finally realized. Would not have had White Falcon in hand. This far right card should be on top of the deck. Or maybe it was that one because Divitae might have moved around their hand. Yeah, it should be on top of the deck. All right. It seems like they've sorted it out. And then Divitae should have to discard 1 more card here, I believe. Penalty minute. Well, Divitae. I believe that is the only penalty minute in this year's tournament arc. Maybe there was 1 more. I'm not sure. I think Divitae still has to discard 1 more card to, whatchamacallit. Going for the Fate. Without resolving the card. This should be 1 less card, I'm pretty sure. I'd be putting another penalty minute on. This game is going quick. I don't think the penalty minutes are going to matter. Butter, how do you miss Tempted in a Griffith game? Come on, man. Right, because you should have had 3 cards in hand because of Tempted, which means when you played the card, you would have had 2 cards in hand, and then you have to discard back down to 2 when you play the thing. So Divitae has 1 more card in hand than he should. Which may matter. I see what Dgessner is going for here. He's trying to mist again. You can get Me Mine in the discard here, which is nice. Yep. Killing Takashi. Dgessner is focusing on going to objective spots to try and speed along Deckham whatevers to try and luck into what he needs. Angry, happy, happy. Missed again. Holy cow, this is so unlucky. Finally gets Waking Tree out. And then we're going to see the Mercenary Camp. Just gain 2 and get rid of Tempted so he doesn't have to think about it anymore. Good call. Arbitration Rules is guaranteed trigger now. Going to see Gaston and Rescued. Going to throw Gaston at the Mercenary Camp. I might have put Gaston at Jadot here, to be honest, to try and stack Tower of Rebirth. Going to see a Twister play to move Nona. Weaken Harada. And then Waking Tree back in a Happy Arbitration Rules. And then do the normal Nona move. Then we'll see a Marsh turn here from Divitae, which triggers Arbitration Rules. There's only 1 card there, but this is a May, I think. And it looks like he's not doing it, so it must be an angry face. Because I think he's going all happy faces here. Ymera and Human Emotions, both good pulls. Probably Human Emotions, to be honest. But Ymera at Backroom would also be good. I could see either or. Nona's not in position to open Quindecum. Yeah, Ymera to Backrooms. It's looking really good for Divitae. It's just very unfortunate for Dgessner to... It's, like, realistically speaking, like, numbers-wise, he probably should already have 2 strength on Nona with all of the activates he's done, but he's just gotten unlucky every single time. The fact that he doesn't even have 1 strength on Nona right now is, like, baffling. Move Nona into activating Ginty to get rid of Ymera. Yeah. Gain 2, which is going to let my castle hit 2 heroes here, probably Casca and Guts. Honestly, I could see hitting Gaston here. Nah, you don't need to worry about Gaston. You're going to see a Billiards to hard play Air Hockey. Or just get rid of Air Hockey and then activate Deckham. Got an Angry, happy, happy again. Oh my goodness. Not lucking into a single one here as Oculus is crazy. It's very unlucky for him. And after his bad luck in the Monokuma game, too. Well, you know, he gets what he gets for choosing all these RNG characters. What are you doing here, Divitae? You should either be going to Mercenary Camp and just playing whatever your best card is to keep your power up, or going to Tower of Rebirth to discard if your hand is that bad. -3 while clashing. You can get rid of that on Guts to get rid of it, which I would probably do. Gonna see a Brand to gain 3 here, so it's a net gain of 2 power. And then play the Eclipse. Okay. Guts loses 2, Jadot loses 1. And then you take 3 off of Guts to get rid of Abandoned. And you still got 3 power left over, which is really good. Yeah, it's pretty great. Probably wouldn't have discarded the Demon Horde, but I don't hate it. We're going to see a Mind Read on Ginty to get rid of Shigeru, and then move over Nona. And then just going to get Corcus with the Multi-Fate. I might have still full fated there. You risk like pulling Pippin at the same time, but also you really want to... You don't want to pull into non-hero fates, discarding Empty to get up to 2 strength. Everyone also has +1, which is rough, and then Vivid Nightmares to put in 2 challenges, presumably. A well-timed demise of a dream could give Dgessner a lot of time, especially if he demises into Empty. That is risky. That is risky business, putting Empty in. Yosuke, and then put the, whatchamacallit out. Put the other form in, because I think the other one's still in there. They might both be in there, I don't know. Even if you can't target the form, there's going to be a good pick there, I'm sure. This game isn't over, but it is looking like Divitae is going to be up 2 games, because it's The fact that Dgessner has gotten no strength on Nona yet, I think it definitely leans very much in... We're going to see Ymera to take cards from hand and put them in. Only one angry face, so you just put in that air hockey. Yeah. This is going to be a double Deckham activate here. It could still go Dgessner's way. For it to go Dgessner's way, though, he has to hit Deckham here. He has to, hit Nona, I mean, get a strength up on Nona, and he has to start... he has to get a strength on Nona basically every turn to outpace Griffith at this point, I think. Did get another angry face with the air hockey there. Holy cow. Move Nona over and activate Deckham again. Indeed. Mimine could be coming back up anytime now. Got another whiff. Holy cow. But it does play into Mimine. Here we go again. 3 in a row. Finally got one. Holy cow. And then probably a Battle of Life Mimine on Ymera here. I would be playing Battle of Life into killing Ymera and getting Mimine back in. Yeah, definitely. Okay, he got a hit here, but it cost a lot. And they're going to see Quinn thrown out. He's going to put Quinn at Quinn Deckham to make sure that that's still openable via Ginty. Okay, he got a strength, but if he has a Twister, he doesn't have Mimine, that's for sure. If he has a Twister, he can get a no, it's just a Ginty activate actually. I'm not sure Mind Read could do it. Mind Read at Quinn Deckham, assuming we don't see a Brand Fate here. Which honestly, if you have a challenge in hand to discard, going and taking the Brand turn wouldn't be bad. Also, it'll be good to just get more power at Mercenary Camp, because you want to be at 5 power as soon as you get a hero dead, because that way you can get rid of Guilty. Now, this Gaston is 5 strength, so he's not dying this turn. This is only a 3 strength Griffith. Pippin over at Tower of Rebirth could do a lot of work, too. If Dgessner draws it. I'm going to see Slan thrown down over there to negate Jadot. And Jadot only affects his location, so these other 3 are all fair game. Not going to Quinn Deckham, doesn't have the activate card. Going to do a Waking Tree to put back in another Happy Face to get those odds good. And then a Twister to move to Harada, get him to 0. There's Rickert to take away 2 power, which is nice. I'd probably cover the top fate here, even though it puts him into allies, just for the sake of making it harder to making Brand more expensive. Didn't get a strength on Nona that turn. It is, it's not over, but it's not looking great. He needs to get Pippin like ASAP. Isn't Pippin the only hero left, so Gaston's only getting 1 more strength. And Slan is out, so also really wants to get a Slanity slipping if he can help it. Mayu is actually not that helpful here, because I think this might all be Happy Faces or really close to it. So he's going to be the black-haired woman, so Nona has to move twice before Deckham can be activated, which he can't do unless he has an extra Twister in hand. So we might see him go to Quinn Deckham. If he's going to the back room, he must have a way to get rid of the black-haired woman. We're going to see a free Battle of Life with Nona there, and then just a move. And then using... I don't know what happened with moving that there, but he went to back rooms and didn't... Huh, interesting. I'm surprised he would do that. I probably would have taken the air hockey turn at Quinn Deckham and then discarded hard to try and get back to Mimine and more Twisters. This black-haired woman is really troubling right now. And I feel like you really wanted to hit a fate on Slan right now. Fating Slan here would have been really good. Or getting Slan dead with a fate would have been really good. Or just getting Pippin out to Corcus. Either or. Divitae is having a hard time choosing what to do. Potentially taking just a battlefield turn here. You can kill Rickert. For sure. It might cost you Conrad. Yeah, it'll cost you Conrad. Rickert's 5 with Guilty plus Corcus. But could potentially kill him. Ended up going to Mercenary Camp. Is Mercenary Camp not where you were? Oh, killing Guts, actually. Could you kill Guts? Yeah, that was just enough to kill Guts there. Guts was at 6. Extreme Conditions, which does nothing. What location were you at before? It must have been at Tower of Rebirth. Gonna move over Nona, so that'll get rid of Black-Haired Woman. Also gonna throw out another Arbiter. Why there? Wouldn't the Arbiter be better at Quindecim because a 4-strengther can actually block it right now? Oh, no, they can't. Not with Quinn. For some reason, I wasn't thinking about Quinn having strength. I was only thinking about Quinn's ability. But anyways, still, you have 4 strength here, so why would Arbiter go here? Oh, dear. Demise of a Dream, which is going to nab Void here. Not getting a challenge there is really bad for Dgessner. If he had just hit even just 1, but especially if he had hit 2 of those earlier, like, he's activated Deckham like 10 times this game and only gotten 1 strength on Nona. That's definitely really bad luck. Even with some of the Deckham activates being not in his favor to get what he wanted, I think a couple of them were... We're going to see an Idea of Evil's will to use Slan to kill Corcus. Interesting. Just getting him out of there. We're going to see Takashi and Misaki. His very easy Takashi play. And the Black-Haired Woman is still out. He didn't get rid of it. Waiting to see if the hero that puts Black-Haired Woman back on top would have been pulled, maybe. I'm deciding if blocking Fates or Backrooms is better. I think blocking Backrooms is better, to be honest. Well, actually, maybe not, because you don't want to put a 2-strengther at the Backrooms, because Clavis... Well, actually, it doesn't matter what hero you put there. The point is you don't want Clavis going into a Vanquish. 4 angry faces there. Four angry faces when there are 7 good faces. Not great odds, especially with how Dgessner's luck has been. One of the angry faces was a Billiards, though. So if he pulls that, he gets 1 out. 3 strength, Guilty still out. No power to be getting rid of Guilty. A little surprised at the Slan kill. Not sure if it was an especially good or especially bad play, to be honest. It was probably just middle of the road, to be honest. So we're going to see Nona getting rid of the Black-Haired Woman, so Deckham can now be activated. Once again, does not get lucky. There goes Air Hockey. We're going to see a Billiards play. The Billiards play after the Deckham activate? Is there something in here that lets him get Deckham again? Lets him get another activate going? Arts into Mimine. Arts? Darts into Mimine. And Darts is an angry face again as well. So there's Mimine. I think there's 2 angry faces out of 9 cards. And he got both of them, so there they both go. And then Mimine gets to kill Takashi, so that's good. But he still doesn't get a strength token on Nona. Oh man, this has been such an awful, awful Oculus game for Dgessner. I feel for him, to be honest. We're going to see Tower of Rebirth here. This is a clashable Jado. Just barely. And then a heavy discard. Probably gain 2 power with Vivid Nightmares here. I could see putting back in 2 challenges as well. Because I think both demises have passed. There might be 1 more demise. I'm not sure. Oh, putting back in Blood-Soaked and Tempted, which is like the least damaging challenge at this point of the game. Yeah, good call. Thinking about it, though. Really thinking about it. And then Jado dies. This is a 3-strength Griffith. This is a 5-strength Casca, so Casca still needs 1 extra strength drop, or we need 2 turns of strength recovery. There's Pippin, a day late and $1 short. Doesn't know where he wants to put him. Gaston is up to 6 now, so he's basically become a Guts that is clashable, which is funny. Gonna see the Nona move into a Twister. Is this a guaranteed hit? He needs it either way. He does get it. And he gets a Twister off of it as well to move Nona again. Ooh, this could still be a really close game. But I don't think there are any heroes left in here. There goes Betrayed to get up to 4 strength, which is enough to punch Rickert. And then a Brand. Moving over a Demon Horde to be able to kill Pippin potentially. Needs another ally there, though, because of Guilty. Will get to punch Rickert at the end of this turn. It's probably just going to be a mistake. I can also see Shimada to Quindecim, potentially. To stave off Fates. But I think no matter what, Dgessner is going to the back room here. And I don't love putting a hero at the back room because that opens up the possibility of Clavis from a Battle of Life going into the discard, if he has one. And if you put Shimada on the back room and he has Battle of Life in hand, that's rough. So it is going to be a mistake, but he can easily get rid of that at back room. He just uses Nona on the Waking Tree, then moves Nona and activates Deckham. Ooh, Dgessner might still be able to bring this back since there was no fate. I think this is a guaranteed pile, so no fate there that put anything in the pile actually puts Dgessner in a really strong position. He's going to Quinn Deckham. He's going to do... Okay, he must have the thing. Yeah, Mind Read. Nona to get rid of Mistake and then a Mind Read, and this was guaranteed. It was indeed, and he's going to get Unfurled Lotus to get some power back. Not getting a card that put literally anything in the pile there is probably really messed up Divitae. Going to see a Rescued. Could move Pippin away from those Demon Hordes, but he's just going to kill a Demon Horde instead. So Pippin is at 5, so it takes one of the allies that actually cost power, or a Demon Horde and a move to get a kill set up on him. This is enough strength to punch Casca. So Casca is dying this turn. It's going to be really, really, really close. You got to play Human Emotion and hope he doesn't win the roulette. If you play Tatsumi, maybe you can play Tatsumi to Nona Ginta and be okay, but if you play Tatsumi to anywhere other than Nona Ginta, you lose. Actually, I think playing Tatsumi anywhere loses, because then Kostra just gets moved. You go to back room, you move Kostra to here, so everything is covered with a move action. Well, with no power, actually, maybe Tatsumi... No, he's got Unfurled Lotus, so he has power. Never mind. So with power, yeah, he... Theoretically, I'm not sure what his hand is, but theoretically, very likely that Dgessner can clean out a hero from any location in his territory right now, and fairly good odds he can do it while activating Deckham. I think this is guaranteed. So Divitae is just going to count on what has been working this entire game, which is Dgessner's atrocious luck. So now it's 5-4, which is not good odds for Dgessner, and then there goes Casca. Gaston is 6 strength, so 1 challenge means that Gaston is killable by Clash. Unless Dgessner is confident he has game here, he really needs to fate, but he's going. He's going to play a Billiards to make the odds more in his favor. Just going to get rid of another Angry Face. And then the Activate. Did not get it. Gonna throw out Arbitration Rules. Is that game? Can Divitae get the kill on Pippin here? Oh, Blood-Soaked. That is game. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Dgessner. He almost brought that back. I was really surprised with how close he got to. I think it was maybe not strictly a throw, but I think it was a mistake. There might not have been a hero left. A hero or Demise of a Dream or Camaraderie. I'm pretty sure at least one of those fates was in there. I think Dgessner took a LARP on just hoping he would win there. I think he probably should have taken another fate turn, to be honest. But unfortunately, he got really, really unlucky. The sheer amount of times that he got unlucky on pulls with how much he activated whatchamacallit there, that was crazy. That was crazy. So Divitae is up 2. Which means this could be the last game. This could be the end. And now Dgessner is going to ban Griffith. And then Yaldabaoth is just getting banned the whole way through. Divitae does not want to play against Yaldabaoth. So Divitae has to pick first again and cannot pick Griffith this time. That was such an unlucky Oculus game. Holy, I cannot believe. Literally just one of those times where it was like even slightly in his favor if Dgessner had gotten a token, because he got her to 3 with no heroes on board at the end. Just one of those like 8 times or so that someone who's like a math freak in chat, go through that match again, and if you can, keep track of it, and tell me what the odds were on every single one of those pulls that he lost. Because even with them he did so many pulls that even if a bunch of them were just like, well, actually it was 30 or 40%, never getting a 30 or 40% out of those like 9 times. Like, we probably all played Pokemon. We know how the move Scald works, right? The 30% on Scald is like 90%. We are going to see the Oculus run back. It's going to be Oculus into Crollo, which I think is a worse matchup for Oculus overall, to be honest. Although Oculus can get into a late game like Fate groove here and really put a lot of pressure on Crollo in the end game, so. And then he immediately whiff Fates again. Holy cow. Dgessner woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, bro. My man woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This might be the unluckiest finals we've ever seen. And then an immediate Greed Island for Crollo is really good. Being able to go to Underground Auction, it's open, play, and move Greed Island. The things Crollo's dream of. Hey, you'll be playing both of those. Man, oh man. This guy's really making me... Dude is really... Neon's a pretty good Fate here, all things considered. This dude is really making me commentate 2 Oculus games in a row, by the way, which is messed up on a personal level. I don't play this villain. For good reason. Did you see how absolutely dumpstered Dgessner got by RNG? There's a reason I don't play Oculus. Well... I think the only way you put something in the pile here is if one of them is Ginty. Otherwise, you're kind of just helping him right now. Double Human Emotion is hilarious. All right, he got early Ginty this time. So that's a big difference maker. Are we going to see Underground Auction just to punch Neon here, or York New to make an ally do it, maybe? Thinking about going to Hideout while Neon is out, huh? Gonna get Greed Island over to Hideout, which is really nice. Card play or just punch? Honestly, move, kill Neon isn't like the worst turn ever. Yeah, this is gonna be move, kill Neon. It's not the worst turn ever. It's not great, but I've seen worse. There's Nona, gets rid of Mistake. With the normal activate, then has Nona kill Machiko with the Arbiter Ginty shenanigans, then moves Nona. He got down to 15 cards, lickety split. Holy cow. So we're going to see a Greed Island trigger again, which is really good for Crollo. Franklin into Scarlet. Yep, Franklin into Scarlet Eyes. I don't think this deck was shuffled after looking at it. And then Finks. Definitely shuffled now. Draw 3 and do a big discard. Pretty minor discard, actually. An open Quindeco. Get rid of a Mind Read. Gets Killoy here, which is really nice. Cover Underground Auction. Take away that move. Power or play a card? Take your pick. Which would you prefer? Thinking really hard about it. You didn't discard 3 cards earlier. Yeah, I was about to say, so you probably want to play a card here. I assume you have cards to get out. Then gets Machi out. Get rid of Body Double and then do a Fate. Mai just to play a Machiko again. That's so annoying. That's so mildly annoying. We're going to see the back rooms here, putting in the Lotus to gain 3 and then also gets a gain 2. So we're going to have a ton of power here. Gain 2 and then put the Waking Tree that gets rid of Mistake. Then you move Nona over. Then you do the normal activate on Ginty to kill Machiko. Keep the territory clean. This is a really strong start for Dgessner. I honestly, listen, I'm not biased at all. However, this is the finals. I would like more than 3 games. So I am rooting for Dgessner. Also, just because I feel so bad for him. Those first 2 games, his RNG was so awful. This is why you will never catch me. We're seeing a Bonalanov play. He gives himself 1 strength and move into kill Killua. Just... He's gotten so messed up by... Fate shenanigans. Honestly, I was about to say I might outskirts kill Franklin here. You really want to slow down the play of cards on Divitae in this situation. Because you want the game, realistically, you want the game to go as long as possible. And then we will see Underground Auction. Using the ability on Machi or not doesn't make a difference. Going to see Finks go down at Hideout. Or be moved over to Hideout. And then Shizuku. So now the move action takes what's-his-face's place. I'm going to move Illumi over, just trying to get as many people at hideout as possible, as quickly as possible. Yeah, probably Tatsumi here because he's looking for Deckham. Tatsumi on the top fate. He is killable because of the Arbiters, so he's going to immediately die while going here. Move Nona, Ginty, kill Tatsumi, keep the Arbiters. Honestly, I might have put him at Backrooms. Justice and Rogue Limb. Tough pick. Tough pick. I honestly don't know what I would do here. I think I might have played Justice, to be honest, over Rogue Limb. There's not a great Rogue Limb target, and honestly, if I wasn't gonna Justice, I might have chosen Shizuku just because it slows him down a lot faster. We're gonna see an Arbiter play. Now that deck has been messed up by Tatsumi so much, and he's gonna immediately die thanks to the Nona shenanigans. We are gonna see Outskirts here, and it will be Power. Wants to be able to afford cards. Ditching Requiem is interesting. Requiem's pretty, Spider's Head is pretty easy into this matchup, so I feel like Requiem would do pretty good. I'm not really sure there's an effect you'd want to put in here, even if it is the opposite of the Happy Face on Unfurled, to be honest. I guess if there's already a Happy Face in there, there's no harm in putting in an Angry Face, potentially. But it does thin the deck ever so slightly for Deckham. We'll definitely see a backroom turn here. Just have Ginty use the Arbiters to blow up Misaki. Dgessner really needs to keep up this fate pressure, and he wants to be able to discard while fading. Just putting in a mind read that's the opposite of the Lotus's thing. Backrooms? Backrooms. Gets Kastra out to defend this location, so this location is safe now. Quindecum and the backroom are both safe, with Kastra and 2 Arbiters there. Just needs Quinn or 1 more Arbiter at the bottom fate for it to be safe. We are going to see Underground Auction here, even though there's no real target for use. We're going to see a Cortopi to attach Shizuku. Yeah. And then moving one of them over. I'd probably move Cortopi. Well, Gone is possible here. Going to take the Scarlet Eyes, actually. And then move Shizuku. Huh. Well, now you don't really have a great target for your ability next turn, though. Is going to be able to cover the top fate, which is really important right now. Just going to shuffle both of those into the deck. Honestly, I think that's probably the best play. Just take everything out of there. Make him get back to work on putting stuff in, Waking Tree or not. There's Gone. I'd probably cover Yorknew here, to be honest. Yeah, and then kill Cortopi. Maybe kill Shizuku. Gonna kill Illumi over there. I get Cortopi's in a bad spot right now. I might have killed Shizuku instead of Illumi there, but I don't dislike killing Illumi. I think that's a tough pick. Are we going to see Divitae? Has Divitae been one of the players who's played Crollo with Silva and Gone just sitting? Are we going to see that potentially here? The problem with leaving heroes sitting is that then Judgment Chain and Rogue Limb start to cycle. Moving to Hideout and using Greed Island instead of dropping off the Scarlet Eyes. Probably going to see Hisoka. Indeed we are. And it's going to be for Franklin. Makes sense. Clashing Finks back out of here. Here's Backroom, which will open back up Quindecum. Doing a Waking Tree first to put in Air Hockey. And then there's Deckham. Oh, is this? No, it's only 2. Never mind. And then activating Ginty to get rid of that. All right, he's got everything in play. And Divitae still has a little bit to go, but has open Underground Auction, and Franklin is about to be played. So we're going to see like a Shizuku trigger here to move Machi or Cortopi. Probably Cortopi. Get a fade off and play Franklin into another card. So this is going to be a really strong turn for Divitae. Which is why I'm confused that Divitae is thinking so long. Doing a Yorknew turn instead. Wants to pull something else back with Hisoka. Illumi. Wants to play Illumi to be able to clash Silva out of here. And does not want to play... Are we going to see a Hisoka Vanquish here? I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. There's Illumi. Hisoka Vanquish on Gone. Yep. And then the -1 from Illumi goes on to Silva. And then you get a move action. Has decided not to play those games. Have we seen Hatred was in the first Fate, right? That was very unlucky for Dgessner. Hatred was in the very first Fate. And then is going to move Illumi over. And with Cortopi here, once again, Divitae is in a very strong position. Ooh, Waking Tree into whatever it is. Kurapika here is really good, making that underground auction way worse. We haven't seen Kaluto yet, though, so Kaluto could mess that up pretty quick. We are going to see a mind read, but isn't this... Oh, no, it is guaranteed. Never mind. I thought that one of them was bad. So that gets one on Nona and moves Nona again. That's incredibly good for Dgessner to get that guaranteed hit immediately. We are going to see the Franklin play into Kaluto, so now Kurapika is not long for this world. And Silva is going to get clashed, but this is taking up time. All of these shenanigans that Divitae is doing, not really making much progress and instead just clearing up heroes. And really all Dgessner needs right now is time because he is fully set up and his pile is in a much better position than it was last game. Has to be extreme conditions here, I believe. The other one is a one-off card. I could definitely see a Fate coming from Dgessner here. It'd be really nice to get the reshuffle before Kurapika is killed, because then you're guaranteed to have a Hatred target as long as the top Fate isn't whatchamacallit. But we are instead going to see the Backrooms pull. He's going to try and get lucky here. He's only got one in there that he doesn't want. So it's 3-1. So odds are pretty bad here. I don't know what the exact math on it is, but one of them being a good face means it's very rough. Oh, he's going to billiards it out and guarantee it, actually. Fantastic. So this will get Nona to 2. Yeah, okay, never mind. Not knowing that having the billiards and knowing that you get a second token here, definitely worth just letting Kurapika go. Because Kurapika dying, I doubt we're going to see a bloodbath for it, but we could potentially. But if the turn is bloodbathing, then that's fine. Not going to choose Twister here. Going to leave Twister in and then play out the extreme conditions to potentially hit Yosuke, I guess. Kurapika is going to lose 2 here. Will there be a bloodbath? There will be a bloodbath, so that means another hero isn't getting played, but it does mean a Fate, or another ally is being played, but it does mean a Fate happens. And now there's no, like, guaranteed hero into a Hatred on the next shuffle. That does do extreme conditions. The only target is Yusuke, however you say his name. This is looking really, really good for Dgessner right now, because only 3 over here, and Cortopi and Shizuku both sitting in Underground Auction. Well, Shizuku over makes it a lot better. I'm kind of surprised he didn't move Cortopi there. I think Cortopi would have been a bit better than Shizuku, all things considered. Checking to see what this Fate is. I don't remember what it is either. Needs to make sure it's not the Senzu Bean hero, at least. Ooh, Machiko. Machiko, really good pull. Really good pull. So gotta waste a Waking Tree activate now to get rid of Mistake. Clavis and Mimine are both in play, though, which is really strong for Dgessner. He moves her back. And then he gets Quinn out to better defend the bottom Fate. 2 Strengthers and one Strengthers are already clashable, but 2 Strengthers are now clashable there. You're going to see Leorio and Neon. Yeah, I think Neon is the right pull there. Take away the ability this turn, and then next, Neon is a deceptively, like, damaging Fate. It really slows down Crollo a good deal. Not getting Franklin this turn, especially if he can't kill Neon this turn. Which is why it's almost always best to just play Neon directly to where Crollo is. Gonna see Pakunoda to attach Franklin. So that is 4 over here, which is, that number is rising fast. Shigeru on Machiko here is so messed up. Shigeru and then Machiko triggers out another, whatchamacallit. Harada, though, to mix up these numbers, that might actually be better if there's good options in the discard pile, because you really need Dgessner to not have this much control over the pile. As we know, his luck is abysmal. It's dog water. So if you can just get enough in there to make it be a luck-based game instead of him guaranteeing it like he has been. So we are going to see the Mistake back out. So that's once again going to take a worthless Waking Tree turn to get rid of. This does not look like a good turn for Dgessner. He's going to Quinn Deckham. What does he have here? Get rid of Mistake and then discard and clash? Ooh, that hurts. Having to take that turn hurts. It does get the top fate open, though. And if he can afford to leave Shigeru and Machiko there so they can't trigger again, that could honestly be really good for him. We're going to see the Uvigin into Neon kill, which is really good right now for Divitae. Dgessner really needs to see Gon and Silva off the top rope here. Or Rogue Limb. Any of those three would make a huge difference. We're going to see Waking Tree to put back in Mind Read. And then Mimine. Mimine onto Deckham, so I think this is guaranteed. It's looking really good for Dgessner. He might be able to pull this off. And then he can actually use Ginty here to have Nona kill one of them with Mind Read, and he will get rid of Machiko instead of Shigeru. And there's Rogue Limb. Great Rogue Limb timing. Yeah, I think Uvigin is definitely the call there. Anyone else Uvigin would easily deal with, and none of these are super well placed for objective rushing at the moment. Only one more on Nona, and with a Waking Tree move, it's guaranteed. If he has the card that kills Shigeru, you have to fate here. This is game on board. You better have a bloodbath. I don't know about this. If he has, I think it's Air Hockey that kills Shigeru here, then it's game. It's guaranteed game. It will be a bloodbath. Gets rid of Cortopi to kill Uvigin. I don't know about losing. Honestly, I might have lost Kaluto here instead. Because Cortopi would be a big help in trying to... You've got to get to 8 really fast here. This doesn't look great for Crollo unless his Fate deck is really kind to him. Mayu actually could win Divitae the game here, which is very unfortunate for Dgessner. Just shuffle those back in. And now there isn't much he can do. It was a very lucky pull for Divitae. We will see Backrooms. Oh, he had Battle of Life, which with Kostra would have done it as well. He didn't even need the specific card I was thinking of earlier. So he did have game on board outside of a Fate happening. Then the Ginty activate to get rid of Mayu, and he's going to start using Nona at Waking Tree to get back up to 3 as fast as he can. We are going to see an Outskirts Fate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No Shalnark nor no Cortopi, but Shizuku is out. A little surprised we're not seeing a bit of an objective rush here. Shalnark for nothing. But he's on the board now, which is something. Whew, it's really going to come down to if Gon or Silva, I think, show up pretty high in this Fate deck or not. Yumera here can really hurt, so can Takashi. Both of these are really painful. This is an angry face, so you probably just put in Old Maid and then nothing else because Old Maid insta clears Yumera. Darts is going to allow a Clavis. So, like, probably move Nona into Waking Tree. We're going to see the unfurled play. He's going to go for Angry Faces. Zeno on the top Fate is a great pull right now. Although not playing Justice is very spooky. But Zeno guaranteed no Fate now. Can he actually set game with this is the real question. If he has, like, Billiards, I think he can set game here with Unfurled Lotus, Waking Tree shenanigans. I'm not sure he can kill Yumera. We are going to see the Kaluto trigger on Zeno so that he can be clashed this turn. And then moving Pakanoda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 cards needed. Are we going to see, like, a Spider Limb to put you at 7? We will. This is potentially game on board with Phaeton and Scarlet Eyes being in play. Gonna attach Shalnark and move Kaluto instead. Smarter. Yeah, Phaeton plus Phantom Troop would just be game. And we're not getting a Fate here. Can he kill Yumera this turn? He's got one happy face in here, though. Can he get rid of it? He's gonna lose on RNG again. Yeah, Old Maid. So he gets to Clash Yumera. Does he have the... He has Darts into Clavis. He has it. That's game. Or Mimine. That works too. Ooh! I was was gonna be really upset, not upset, but I was gonna feel really bad for him if he if he lost to RNG there again. Did whatchamacallit have it? Did not have it. Needed Phantom Troop and Phaeton in hand to win this turn, I believe. I don't think that there's no like double moving in here. A Spider Limb Phantom Troop would have also done it, I think. Shellnark ability, Spider Limb, the other one in. Yeah. So we are going to get a game 4, which I'm very happy for. I'm glad we're at least getting 4 games. You could never catch me playing Oculus, bro. you could never catch me playing Oculus. I'm getting a message. I think we're taking a break before game 4. Probably. We are indeed. They played 3 games. They deserve a break. All right, so we will be back in just a minute after these messages from our sponsors. That's not true. We don't have any sponsors, but I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Okay, after a quick break, we are back. Shouldn't have been long at all for you guys. Divitae is the starting player again after losing to Dgessner in that 3rd game. So we're in game 4. If Divitae wins this, and we're seeing another Yaldabaoth ban, I think Divitae just is going to target ban Yaldabaoth the entire time, which is fair. What was I saying? This could be the last game. We're going to see a father ban. Dgessner, whatever he's choosing to pick, he does not want to play it into father. So if Divitae wins this one, ooh, Yuno. I know that Dgessner has been playing a good bit of Yuno. Been playing a really good bit of Yuno. But in this tournament arc. And Yuno can be pretty well going second. Having that extra power on that first turn when going to the bottom fate, because going second, you really want to go to your bottom fate immediately, can really make that first turn for Yuno a lot better. If a hero gets placed there, or if Yuki ends up sitting there. Especially if Yuki ends up sitting there, because then you get an early dink on him. But if Divitae wins this game, that is it. That is the end of the set. Divitae will win 3-1. But if Divitae loses, we go to one final game where Divitae will again be the starting player. And it will be Crollo again. Divitae is just sticking with what Divitae knows. I'm not sure how this matchup goes. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how quickly Yuno gets setup done. Because Yuno is really going to want to threaten some mid and late game fate pressure, which means Yuno needs to be able to open Yuno's house for that. To try and, we're going to see a mulligan from Dgessner here. Yuno really wants to be able to threaten those couple of last second fates, like some last second Gons, Rogue Limbs, whatever, to stop Crollo from getting into that, to getting into Showdown. John off the rip is really unfortunate for Dgessner. That's a very rough one to get turn 1. Maybe the worst one to see. Honestly, yeah, the worst one to see. The only 4 strength that's just full on passive. The only one that might be worse is Keigo. And we are going to see Yuki go straight over there. So does get the extra gain power in the discard here, which is really good. Early control console could do a lot here. Rogue Limb Silva. Ooh. Like, Silva whiffing turn 1 is whatever. You still get a hero out that Divitae isn't immediately able to deal with. But losing out on Rogue Limb and not getting a Silva target at the same time is really rough. But it looks like a little bit of luck in Dgessner's favor. Divitae's hand sucked and just had to go take a hard discard. So covering outskirts was the right play there. We're going to see Yuki move to school, so not going to get a hit here for Dgessner, but he is going to get Myrrh out and then immediately activate Myrrh to choose another card. Probably Knife? It will be Knife. Knife is basically, Yuno's second villain ability. You want that out immediately. It means the 2 strengthers, which there are 2 of them, I think, can't be going to Yuki's house. We're going to see another Underground Auction turn. Requiem out the gate this time. Then we'll see Tsubaki. Are you going to use Tsubaki? I wouldn't put Tsubaki there. That's an easy kill. Yuno's already at 2 strength. I'd probably put Tsubaki on Yuno's house. Yeah, just to have another one covering the top fate. School is fine if you want to try and trigger Tsubaki again later, but I don't think you're really going to get much out of that, to be honest. Tsubaki's ability is kind of whatever. But if you're gonna put her somewhere, School is probably the best. You can't put her at Yuki's house; she instantly dies. Abandoned Hotel might deny a gain power and discard. All clear. Yuki's not moving. So we'll see another fate here. Killua is great, and a Crush the Spider is gone. So none of that double Crush the Spider we've been seeing a lot of this tournament. Huge discard, and then Katana out. So that's 3 strength already for Yuno. That's the kind of setup I'm talking about. And control console out. That's what Dgessner really wants to see. Krollo, however, is at a ton of power, so he's got a lot of power to work with. We're going to see Finks into some big discarding. And then Franklin into Kaluto, maybe? Or Shalnark? Into Machi. So getting a lot of stuff on board here. Dgessner is going to want to open up Yuno's house really quick. I'm surrounded. Yuki is just bouncing. A lot of the double moves gone already. We are going to see a Mur activate, which is really good for him in this early game. Because he can get all of his items out fast. There's Crossbow. Are we going to see a Blade Trap? We're going to see Parent Skulls, actually. And then we will see the outskirts. Plenty of power to play with right now. So Franklin into Greed Island. Yeah, the Krollo game is already starting to pick up for Divitae. Silva won't be dying this turn, which is really good for Divitae. That's probably Kaluto, if I had to guess. I could see it being Shalnark. Getting rid of Spider Limbs, doesn't want to use right now. And then we'll see a Fate. It's going to be Hayama and Reiki. I just hit my elbow on my desk. I'm sorry if that made a noise that my mic picked up. Is going to play Hayama. Can't play him to Yuki's house. Only 4 strengthers can be played directly to Yuno now. Is going to put Hayama there and then end up moving Tsubaki onto the top Fate. I don't really know that you want to use Tsubaki's. This is Rejection, Reiki, and whatever. Yeah, I don't think you want to use the ability there. There's the other I'm surrounded. Holy cow, there's only 1 double move left in here? That's crazy. We're going to see a no interference game 2. Hayama will die this turn. The Oreo is pretty good pull here. Yeah, probably just there and... Yeah, I was about to say, I think you take Finks, because, like, Finks is really good, but there's already a discarded outskirts, so this is one of the locations he's worst at, especially because, like, Franklin and whatnot is here. Kaluto, as I expected, I assume. Oh, using Greed Island to potentially get Kaluto now. It'd be a good time to open Underground Auction. It will be Kaluto. Gonna play and then move Kaluto, Clash Killua. Oh, can't move Kaluto, actually. Can't move anything here. Nope, Killua. Can't move Greed Island, that's illegal. Butter. Don't let him do that. There you go. So very good for Dgessner that it's Killua sitting here. Is going to get Finks back over there, though. Words get Finks on the move. And there goes Killua. But Outskirts is very locked down right now, which is really good for Dgessner. We're going to see him go to Yuki's house, and he does get a lucky dink on Yuki here, finally. 1 of 12. So no activate for Mur or Control Console. I'm not sure there are any traps in the discard right now anyway. Is going to play out Stalker. Kamado. And then a trap, maybe? No interference to gain 2 with Stalker. Could very easily open this by giving up Mur and Kamado on this next turn, potentially. Uvagin. I'm surprised you didn't go to York-New for this turn if you had Uvagin ready to go. Oh, gonna Nobunaga. I think he paid 3 for that to Bloodbath from the discard to get rid of Leorio with Uvagin. This is looking pretty good for Divitae. Discarding Shizuku here is kind of wild. You're going to see Abandoned Hotel. He's going to move 1 to the left. Didn't get rid of the Stalker. We are going to see a Hatred here. Who's in here that you'd want a Hatred? I mean, maybe Leorio right back to the top 8. Going to be Killua. The problem is that Uvagin is out. But still, it stops going. It covers Underground Auction and stops going underground and moving. No, don't put him. No, don't put him in Outskirts. No. What a bad fate. Put him at. Yeah, okay, he heard me. Putting him into Uvagin. York-New is open anyway, and allowing an underground turn that's really good. At least make him take a bad underground turn. Gonna see a lot of discarding and then throwing a decoy trap at Yuno's house. I think we've already seen the one that puts... We've seen All Clear and the one that puts Yuno on Yuno's house. So Yuki is guaranteed to move here, which means John is guaranteed to be moved out. Pretty sure Yuki is guaranteed to get some movement here. Can't use Nobunaga here because it doesn't have the power to play Bloodbath. So this is a no ability turn. Just gonna get the Uvagin kill for free onto Silva and then move Uvagin into Killua. And then throw out Stolen Ability to start getting some power back. That triggered Trick Reversal. If either of you care. All right, that's fine. No one has to care. It's all right. Gonna leave John and have Kamado kill John. Smart. With the activate. Did I miss when this trick reversal was played? Oh, Gone onto Outskirts kill Uvian is great here. It does mean that Kaluto can still just get rid of Killua, but that's still really good. Am I stupid? Didn't they just play Stolen Ability? This trick reversal should have triggered Butter. It's the finals, bro. Maybe we need to start having 2 judges for the finals. that adds even more scheduling, though, which I don't love. We are going to see a Yukateru Diary thrown out here. And an Axe with Stalker. So very, very well set up. Yuno could lose Stalker this turn. Wouldn't surprise me. This is also 1, 2, 3. It's still 3 strength Yuno, so only a 4 strengther can be played to Yuno's house here. Because Katana, Knife, and Axe all give +1. So this is a very set up Yuno. But Yuki is only at -1. Dgessner is going to have to start really making some plays here. He's got to dink Yuki down fast to pressure Divitae. The Diary deck should be... Well, I was going to say it should be relatively predictable because so many of the same card passed earlier. I think we've already seen 2 Someone's After Me go as well. But actually, because 3 of the double moves are gone, that actually makes it less predictable. We're going to see Franklin into Cortopi to attach Franklin. And then just discard. Gone is going to sit there. Ian Marco is pretty good here. I don't think you move Yuki. I think you just move Tsubaki here and then like put John back in probably. Because we haven't seen any of the 3 move rights, so I think there's good odds that Yuki moves right here. I think there are 4 cards that say Yuki moves to the right, unless I missed one. I might have missed one, though. But I wouldn't do that because I'm pretty sure I should have kept track of the Diary deck. I think we haven't seen any of the rocks or Hinata kicks the key. Maybe we saw 1 or even 2 of them, and I just don't remember right. That's entirely possible. I know we've seen all clear pass, and we've seen 3 of the double moves pass, so it's unlikely to be a double move, but it's possible. Kept Stalker. It was a rock is there. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get rid of Stalker there. Did he not count it? Or maybe I counted it wrong? Axe still triggers, so it's still -1 at least. He really needed a -2 there, though. Justice is a really good pull here. Really good time for Justice, and then I think Kurapika is coming up next. Which is good. Gonna do a fake defeat to look at these top 3. Planning to get rid of the Stalker on this next turn and then try and really chunk down Yuki fast. This is definitely keeping the Stolen Ability from triggering as well, which is really good. Although he might change that right here. No, he's not. He's going to Stalker play, though. Debating if he wants to throw a Gas Trap out. It's possible that a Blood... Oh, he's going to put a Blade Trap on Tsubaki, actually. On Tsubaki? Interesting. He probably knows he's going to Yuki's house and is going to be able to normal clash them, I bet. There could be, I guess there is going to be a Fate open here with a Bloodbath. Kaluto's going to move, and, you know, that's not too bad, actually, because now you get the Gon kill, but that puts Gon right back in play as soon as the reshuffle happens. Moving over Nobunaga. No Bloodbath, though? No Bloodbath here would be really good for Dgessner. It would be very nice for Dgessner not to see a Bloodbath here. Is playing something for 1, though. Is it Bloodbath? It's Body Double. Ooh. And then going to get rid of Machi and Cortopi, keeping Finks. Finks is a surprisingly really good card. So that gets rid of Justice, then Clash Killua, and then you're set up to Fate and Clash Gon next turn. I'm pretty sure that trick reversal should have triggered earlier, by the way. But hopefully it doesn't matter. We are going to see this turn. Gets rid of Stalker. Mom made a futon. Guaranteed to move to Yuki's house. That's going to be a -1. Going to kill Tsubaki, and he's at 4 strength, so Ian Marco will die this turn. What are we going to see in I Love You, maybe? Gas Trap. He's moving back. It's probably the double move, or Hinata kicks the key. I don't think we've seen either of those yet. And then just a no interference for power, and then Clash Ian Marco. Clean territory. Very likely to get -2. We're probably going to see a Fate here, though. Yeah, I don't think Body Double triggered. Stolen Ability is definitely triggering, though. Which is probably just going to be a net gain 1 power for, whatchamacallit. What are they talking about? Oh, Body Double triggers on the Diary deck? No, just play the top. You don't reveal it. I'm not sure that counts. Fates definitely count as revealing for body double. Okay, but Diary Deck doesn't, I don't think. Are we just going to have the Fate Punch Gone turn here? It looks like we are. This is a very bereft territory, and nothing is happening this turn other than getting Gone off the board, which puts him back in play on this upcoming reshuffle. Make sure you Fate first. Manene to get rid of the gas trap is really nice. That does... No, crossbow won't trigger, so that does mean that Manene will be alive for this turn at least. Oh, killing Myrrh instead. I'm not... Honestly, I think that the gas trap kill might have been better. Because you really, really don't want Yuno to get any extra -1s on Yuki right now. That's, like, really, really good for him. Yeah, Explosion in C2, so that's going to be -2. And then we're going to see a Kurapika onto the top Fate, probably. Yep. You, honestly, Melody onto the top Fate wouldn't be the worst. And get rid of Greed Island, because that's one less thing. I don't know what I would do here. That's a tough pick, because there's nothing really set up right now. Shizuku's going back in. There's nothing really set up right now to kill Kurapika effectively. I mean, Kaluto is there to start moving over, but getting another piece off the board would be really strong. Not using Requiem to play another one. It is going to be Kurapika to Underground Auction. I think that's probably for the best to really just keep that Fate pressure down while you're trying to... Oh, if you're playing Protect You, definitely. Protect You into Gas Trap on... Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely Kurapika then. I don't think there's any way that a Fate could happen here. Gets 1 strength from Stolen Ability, or 1 power from Stolen Ability, then replays it. Is going to drop off Franklin at Hideout finally. Get this triple play action. Throwing down Scarlet Eyes, which refunds the 2 at cost, and then gaining 3. There's Hisoka to put something back in hand, probably Shalnark into Kaluto. Uvigan, actually. Have we seen Shalnark yet, actually? Might not have Shalnark yet. There's Shalnark into Kaluto. Whew, that is a lot of progress made really quickly for Divitae. There is a really strong turn. And we're definitely not going to see a Fate happen from Dgessner here. But a lot of movement has to happen, so this is still really good for Dgessner. There's a Rock is there. So this is -3. Protect You, Gas Trap, and Ability. And then has an activate for Console or Yukiteru Diary. And then a play a card. Gonna activate Yukiteru to see where he's going next. And then putting a Blade Trap at Manene. Doesn't trigger Stolen Ability. This game's gonna be really close. Going to Outskirts to get that Fade in. So it's just gonna be the gain 2 from Scarlet Eyes, which is nice. A lot of power to play with. We will see Paku Noda to attach the Scarlet Eyes. Or discard them. So that's 3 ready to go at Hideout. And then a Fate. Ooh, Aru. Yeah, I think it's got to be Aru here, and you try to manipulate where Yuki is going. You can also play Aru words to Yuno's house, because Yuno is only at 3, not 4. Hinata kicks the key, so the best you can do is, like, play that and then put it... You should play it and discard it. And then I don't know what those other 2... Whoops, I accidentally hit my numpad, sorry. I don't know what those last 2 are. I think it's a Rock is there, and then... Is it the school move? I don't think it's the school move. I think it's a Rock is there, and it might actually be someone's after me. It might be a right and a left. I'm not sure. Hinata kicks the key and not using it? That's fair. I would probably use it because you know that one of the all clear is gone, so you don't want him to be able to Fate you and potentially get progress at the same time. But I don't remember what these last 2 diary cards are, so that might already be an impossibility. This is a heart-pumping game. Again, I don't take sides, but it's the finals, so I really want a 5th game. If the finals can always go to a 5th game, I always want that. Gonna go to Yuki's house. Not going for a Fate at all. And it was Bully's Ambush Me was still left. When Blade Trap kills Manene, opens up the Activate wall here and gain 3. Selective Memorying in a bunch of cards. We're gonna see Protect You, Myrrh, Stalker, Blade Trap. Stalker's probably mostly going in, and Trick Reversal. Trick Reversal and Stalker are probably mostly for card draw, because this deck is still really big, so you want more card draw. This is still quite a bit of movement to do, but we could see a Shalnark Revolution go on. I think we saw both Stalkers go there. Kropika getting Clash next turn, or even potentially Kropika being Bloodbathed for a premium. You're going to see a Gas Trap at Abandoned Hotel. He knows what this last card is. I think it's a Rock is there, so he's moving over one. So that would put him down to 10. I'm thinking twice about it. If there's a Blade Trap in there, I could also see activating a Blade Trap back with Control Console just to kill Aru. Actually going to throw out Axe instead of the Gas Trap, and then activate out a Gas Trap. So that's a -3. So that'll put Yuki at 11. So might see a Bloodbath here to try and Fate to stop that, because if Yuki goes down to 11 here, it's going to be on the reshuffle, so there's no way to really guess where he's going to go, but you can take some, like, there's probability at play that makes it not too hard to figure out where to go to hit Yuki. Also, Katana is still in play for a back-to-back guaranteed Fate, potentially. This is rough, because also if you take the Bloodbath turn here, you're not making a lot of progress. You're making a little bit. It is going to be York New. Attaching Hisoka with Pakanoda. Oh, you have Uvigan, don't you? Play Uvigan into the Kurapika kill. So getting another ally attached and getting the free Kurapika kill here is very good. But this is going to be Yuki at 1 strength left after this. So if he and Yuno ever go to the same spot again, that's showdown. This is a reshuffle. This is going to be really, really close. I'd feel better for Dgessner. Don't forget to get rid of the Gas Trap. I'd feel better for Dgessner if he had been able to set up killing Aru there as well. Neon onto the top Fate is really good. Just take away that ability. Can't go to York New to get the free kill. Could Bloodbather, though, which is worrisome. I would have looked at that discard pile. We are going to see a fake defeat, so he is going to know where Yuki is going. I think he put Mur back in as his ally of choice earlier. He should have picked Kamado. Or though, did Kamado go back in earlier from something and I missed it? I'm not sure. Well, he knows where Yuki is going next, and he might have even set up all clear to be able to Katana kill. It's a little dangerous losing Katana into Showdown when you need to finish cleaning up. Also, I think Keigo is one of these 3 Fates. We're going to see the Shizuku play, which is going to move Shalnark probably. It's going to move Shalnark. But Neon is still in play. No Bloodbath was used, so no ability next turn to really take advantage of Shalnark. And then just a bit of discarding, keeping 1 card in hand. This is going to be a very close game. Did get Keigo here, but dead in... I don't know. I think Keigo might actually be the play here, because Keigo might be able to buy you enough time. Keigo might be able to buy you enough time, especially if you put him at, like, school. I don't know, though. Dead in to try and stop the Yuki kill this turn. If you do that, though, you're probably just stopping the Yuki kill for 1 turn, and that's it. Crush the Spider was the card that was pulled with Neon. So there are a bunch of cards here. Rogue Limb would be disastrous for Divitae right now. It is going to be Keigo to school, which means that Dgessner will be getting into Showdown. Is this a Katana Showdown, though? There are 2 cards that he could have gotten off the top here to have Katana force the thing here. No Katana going to Yuki's house. So it's an I'm surrounded. That gets him down. So that's going to be Showdown at the end of this turn. Do you have any way to set up any specific kills? Going to throw out a Trick Reversal. Probably wants to get Kamado back and then putting Mur in position. We could see Manene on the reshuffle, which is dangerous. But that'll be Showdown. This is going to be a really close game. All Dgessner wants to be seeing right now is Gas Traps and Blade Traps. Decoy Trap wouldn't be bad either for Keigo right now. No ability because of Neon, which is really good. Does get to kill her with Uvigan for free, though. Moving over Shalnark into position to yank him in. That's 5. Spider Limbs for 6. This is technically 6 here, actually, as long as there's someone at York New, because you use your ability on Shalnark. Conductor of Death play. Oh, baby, we're in the big leagues now. This is a horrible time to do this. If Gon hits Shalnark and takes away Conductor. All right, where's he moving? You really want him to move to Keigo. He's going to move to Aru. So you could clash him here. No, you don't have enough strength to clash him. Never mind, there is no item out. We're going to see a Fate gets Justice, which is not great. Not great right now, especially with Conductor of Death. Is a Conductor of Death play going to be the... what does it here? that lets Divitae cinch this, that would be so funny. Discarding Gas Trap instead of weakening Kagomar. I guess he's just betting on... Oh, he played no interference. He wants to trigger Stolen Ability so that Trick Reversal gives him back Kamado. Because he doesn't have a trap out. I'm not sure he can set up game that way. Stolen Ability and Trick Reversal should both trigger right now. Did it not? Or is wave stolen? Yeah, it's more power than Krollo. Am I missing something? Why didn't they trigger? Trick Reversal triggers when you trigger a scheme, right? Because you're the one that discards the scheme. Or am I remembering that wrong? I mean, Stolen Ability is still out, so that means it was replayed. Did they forget Stolen Ability? I hope I'm wrong, because that's like... I would hate if that was what caused like a loss here. Is not getting the Trick Reversal to like put Kamado in hand. Because Kamado in hand right now could be like game winning. Potentially. The problem is he needs one more strength to punch Aru. We are going to see a fate here. Playing Spider Limbs to attach someone. Or to attach Greed Island. That's 7. With Conductor out, you can't use Shalnark via ability. So you still need one more move. Or you move to hide out Spider Limb Phantom Troop. So this is technically game on board. Okay, that's a Spider Head discard. That is definitely Trick Reversal Butter. Divitae's deciding. Divitae's not going to discard Trick Reversal. Doesn't want to give the whatchamacallit. This is looking really good for Divitae. Because I don't think... Without the Trick Reversal trigger, which I think should have triggered earlier, but maybe I'm wrong. Without getting Kamado, not sure anything can be done here. Is going to get Ian Marco here, which is like really, really good. Move Kago out of Mur. Move Kago to the right. I'd move him to Abandoned Hotel. You could move him to Yuki's house too, but I think Abandoned Hotel is safest right now. Least likely to get dinked. Because Yuno can't move there right now. With this double covered, I don't think that... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... No, I don't think that... Well, no, if you have the card, you can. If you have Spider's Limb. This Spider's Limb and Phantom Troop, it's game. I think that's the only thing. Or Cortopia. Is Cortopia out? Playing Cortopia or Spider's Limb into Phantom Troop is game over. And it doesn't look like Dgessner can open that top fate, so I think he's been a little too slow on getting out Blade Traps in this late game, which is very unfortunate. And he also doesn't have Axe right now. Divitae might not have game in hand, but if Divitae doesn't have game in hand, then he goes to Underground Auction, picks up another ally, and moves Pakunoda. A rock is there, so it's going to give Kago -2. Not enough for him to die, but much lower. You're going to see a decoy trap to force move Kago, and then Kamado. Oh, you had Kamado in hand, wasn't even in the discard. Is this game? Not game, going to Underground Auction. Well, you attach Finks or Kaluto, doesn't really matter. I'd probably leave Uvigan. Honestly, I'd attach Finks here because Kaluto and Uvigan are better to leave for killing people. And then does a move action on Pakunoda, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seeing Conductor of Death lead to a game in the Finals of Tournament arc. I win no matter what here. either Conductor of Death, a card that literally just the other day people were talking about being bad in the Annaville server, and I was like, it's not a great card, but it has its place. Seeing Finals 1 with it would be hilarious after that happened. It's very funny. But also, if Dgessner wins, then we get one more game, and I would love it if Finals went to 5, but can't always be that way. I think Finals went to 5 last year. I think in previous years it only went to 4, but I can't recall. Dgessner's turn. He does get to Fate, but I don't think there's any Fate he can do that stops him from losing here, unfortunately. We're going to see Abandoned Hotel, and it will be Yuno's house, which is going to bring... Oh my goodness, Kago he's dead. He shot himself repeatedly. He's at 0, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's -5, and he was, what, -3? So yeah, he's at 0. The problem is that Dgessner, like, he's got to start throwing out blade traps to... There's a blade trap, yeah. Make sure you don't reshuffle here, because you need the whatchamacallit. Judgment Chain, actually, I think Judgment Chain... Oh, is Dgessner lagging out? I think he's lagging out. Judgment Chain, I think, buys him one more turn. Yeah, I think you have to play Judgment Chain here and move Shalnark and Franklin. And then hope that there's no Cortopi play. Hope that there's no Cortopi or other thing. Because with this setup, I think with Uvagin and Finks here, I think Killua dies no matter where you put him. A Shizuku move, a Nobunaga Bloodbath, an extra Franklin card play. Yeah, I think that Killua dies no matter what. I think you double Judgment Chain. And then because Conductor of Death is out, Conductor of Death costing Divitae the game? Now that would be especially funny. That would be even funnier. If Divitae has Cortopi or Spider Limbs, the game is over anyway. I don't think there's anything you can do. You Judgment Chain Shalnark and Franklin both over because you want to take away an extra play card on Phantom Troop shenanigans. And then if Divitae doesn't have it, then Divitae goes to York New and sets it up again. Divitae doesn't have it! Reattach Shalnark, move over Franklin. So that's 9. So once again, we're in, like, it's over territory. Is there any way to kill enough people here? I don't think so. You definitely go here no matter what. Explosion, and not with Yuki over there. There's definitely no way. Blade Trap kills John. I don't think you can get 3. I think you can only get activate Kamado for a kill. No, wait, does he have it with Protect You? Oh my goodness, he has it! Holy cow! Never play Conductor of Death, it'll ruin you! Judgment, I think Judgment Chain, that was pure luck that it got a Judgment Chain there. I think Judgment Chain was the only card that this proves that Conductor of Death is a great card because it means we get a 5th game, baby. Oh, what a game. That was a great game. That was an absolute great game to get to watch. So we do go to one final game, Dgessner versus Divitae here. Divitae is the starting player and is going to ban Yaldabaoth, but there will be no Yaldabaoth in the finals under any circumstances. And then Dgessner is going to pick... What you got, Dgessner? What you got, brother? The 3rd place match is going live in an hour, so if they want to watch the 3rd place match, they better get a move on. Oh, what is this message I got? Are we taking another break? No, we're not. Okay, we're good. That was something else entirely. Banning Father again. Is Dgessner just going to pick Yuno again? Dgessner is going to play Griffith. Griffith is really hard to counterpick into. If I was playing against Griffith, who would I counterpick with? Orochimaru. I'd pick Orochimaru. I think Griffith's weakest in his mid-game. Orochimaru getting guaranteed to go to his top fate and discard and gain 1 while getting a fate on Griffith, even if Griffith can power through that fate. It's going to be Crollo again. Divitae really wants me to make Crollo his image for this one. Now, I think Crollo is also a pretty good pick in here. Crollo and Orochimaru have fairly similar niches. The main difference is that Crollo is even weaker in the early game than Orochi is, I think, but in exchange, Crollo has less weakness in the late game or the mid game compared to Orochi. Orochi's mid game is very weak. His early game is relatively strong unless he gets hit with like back-to-back Sannin. We're going to see a Binding Loyalty top fate turn 1, which is a pretty good turn 1. And Gaston onto Tower. I think in this situation, you put Gaston on Tower of Rebirth, but I understand doing this actually because you are Crollo. Just hoping he doesn't have a brand in hand, and he doesn't. You're going to see a gain 1 and then a fate. Melody and Silva together is unfortunate, but Silva Fate 1 worked out for him last time. I still can't believe he got that. Dude, he got a quad kill as you know there. That was wild. That was insane. Gonna get... Oh, turn 1 Betrayed is really nice. That's why he didn't he didn't mulligan, even though he didn't have the brand turn 1. So that immediately gets rid of... That triggers Binding Loyalty on the ally discard. You have to show us that ally to prove it's an ally. You have to show us... Yeah, Dgessner is like, you have to show me that. It's Uvagin. Okay, yeah, for the free Silva kill. Makes sense. But then Betrayed is gone immediately, and Gaston is still clashable, which is really nice. Turn 1 Betrayed like that is really, really good for Griffith. On one hand, it's really, going to Outskirts here to get another Fate in instead of taking the free Uvigan kill. Interesting. No, don't Camaraderie Gaston. Put Jadot at Battlefield or Tower of Rebirth. Honestly, I'd probably put Jadot at Tower of Rebirth here, because I think the best thing for Dgessner to do, especially if he drew a challenge, is to immediately go to Tower of Rebirth and start throwing out challenges. He's going to blood-soaked Gaston. Doesn't want Gaston building up. Puts back in Camaraderie and whatever that other Fate was as well. No challenge, though. Is going to get a White Falcon out, hoping to get some use out of that later. A very early White Falcon like that can go a long way. Back-to-back Fates on Griffith here. We're going to get Pippin. Got Pippin and Jadot. Now, here I would put Pippin on Battlefield. Because the greatest nightmare for Griffith is if the opponent manages to get Pippin, Jadot, and Corcus all on the same location. So we're going to see a brand into a kill here. Judgment Chain, Crush the Spider. Unfortunate pull, does get the power away, though, which is nice. A little bit of a power dink isn't too bad, and getting Jadot off the board is really nice. So here we're going to see the Uvian into Silva kill. And then move him over. Gone or Hatred here would be ideal for Dgessner. He really wants to bully with Fates a little bit here. He's going to gain an extra 2 with Vivid and then discard a bit. Rogue Limb, I forgot that was even an option. Rogue Limb is also a great pull. So despite that Judgment Chain, Crush the Spider, this is going pretty well for Dgessner. Divitae does have the answers, though. Yeah, put the -2 on Coluto. That's a great idea. Coluto immediately to be able to get rid of Uvigan quickly after that Rogue Limb is very good. And then we're going to see Casca onto the top Fate. So that is likely going to be the end of uncovering the top Fate since there's already a -1 on Griffith. Tower of Rebirth into Brand. Oh, into Ubik into Challenge. Because he can clash Pippin. Right, yeah, he's still at 4. He can still hit Pippin here because he got alone. So there goes Pippin. And there's another strength on Griffith already at -2. Just 3 more challenges to go, which is very good. And there's not a lot. Divitae's early game has been pretty weak here. All of Divitae's plays have basically been negated by each subsequent Fate. We are going to see Franklin into Requiem, though, which is really good. Then we'll see Marsh. Just throwing out a Demon Horde to get it out and discarding to get into challenges. We're going to see Zeno here. Honestly, yeah, Zeno at Outskirts is pretty good. Gonna have to do an Illumi play. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though, is Franklin Illumi trigger is an insta-clear, so he did think about it and go Underground Auction instead. I don't know, I might have still covered Outskirts there and just bet on him not having Illumi immediately. Didn't play Illumi there. We're going to see Stolen Ability thrown out, which means that Requiem is now very on. And is going to choose Rickard over Demise. Honestly, I don't know. Rickard is really good here because it blocks the gain 3, which is still open. He is clashable, though, but he's not... it would take a brand play, brand plus thing to get it. And it would have to be tempted for the challenge. We're going to see Slan here, and then a Demonic Visitation for 3. Should end up with 2 cards left here. Must not have drawn into any challenges. The one thing that could really ruin Dgessner right now, I'm a little surprised he's getting rid of a brand. I would really want to be seeing some brand battlefield turns potentially to keep some of this pressure. But the one thing that could really slow him down is taking turns like that where he doesn't either A, Fate, or B, get some shenanigans on board. Get challenges out. We're going to see an Underground Auction and then an Illumi into Uvigan, so Uvigan is a free kill. Move over Finks and then clash Zeno because he's the required clash. And down at 0 power, so very likely to get a Stolen Ability. Well, actually, Marsh Challenge play is pretty common, so we might not see the Stolen Ability here. Checking to see if both Demises are gone, maybe. Tough pick, tough pick. I'd probably Leorio Finks. Yeah, all the way to Outskirts. Undoes all of that Finks movement, and then Finks and Franklin. Again, Outskirts is like the worst location for Finks. Overall, I think. We're going to see a Conrad into a -2 on Casca, which is really nice, and doesn't trigger Stolen Ability. York New to get the free Uvigan kill. And then maybe, and then trigger Illumi for Leorio, yeah. We haven't seen Hatred, Gone, or Karapika yet, I don't think. I don't think we've seen Killua either. We might see some multi-fates here, but multi-fating is really dangerous because I think there's a Crush the Spider in here. And if you multi-fate and pull the Crush the Spider, you basically forfeit. Not that intense, but it really, really sucks. We're going to see a Greed Island. Don't forget to shuffle that villain deck. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. We are just going to see going over here and playing out Guilty, so that puts you at -3. 2 more challenges to go. Not a lot of power to be playing them, though, and Crollo is really starting to get underway. Gets 1 power from Stolen Ability there. Or no, didn't get 1 power, still at 0. Gain 2 and then play. Thinking of doing something different. Maybe considering... Oh, using Greed Island, I see. Cortopi play into Finks here would be really good, and then move Cortopi, or Greed Island even. Shalnark actually into Finks. I think I would have preferred Cortopi overall, especially because Hatred, Silva, or Gone are both coming up here. Moving Finks instead of Shalnark. Intriguing. Yeah, definitely a demise here. Oh, get a Slanity slip, actually. I think you were near guaranteed to hit a challenge there. I think hitting a challenge would have been better, to be honest. You're going to see another -1, getting Casca ready for the challenge where we have to get rid of 3 minus tokens. Did do the full fate and got the Crush the Spider Killua here. Debating putting it at Underground or at York New, and is going to choose Underground, which I think is the better pick. Even if there is a Coludo play there. We're going to see Outskirts. No card to play. There's no 0 cost. Just really wants to fate. Gets Gaston and rescued. Just cover up. I probably would have put him at Marsh, to be honest. Guilty's out, so he's not clashable. There goes Leoriel. Gain 2, play a challenge. Yep, abandoned. And then immediately going to get rid of it with the Casca shenanigans. 1 more to go. So we're probably 3 or 4 turns from Griffith hitting Showdown. This is still a really good position. Going to Hideout here. Interesting. Must have a lot of card plays to do. Kind of surprised we're not just seeing the Coludo kill and then move Finks in. Getting Scarlet Eyes out is pretty worth. What will the second card play be? Shizuku. So it's either move Finks or move one of these 3, which honestly, moving Eyes or Franklin I think would be a good call here because you've already... Probably not Eyes, because you could see, whatchamacallit, come back. We're going to see a Demon Horde thrown out, and then a Fate, and it is Gone and Hatred together. I think a multi-Fate would have been really prudent there. Kill Shalnark for sure. Because I'm pretty sure this last one is Karapika, I think. So knowing that it was Hatred, Gone, Karapika, that was definitely the time to multi-Fate. You had, like, the 3 strongest Fates you would want. I guess he really wanted to make sure that he could kill... That's fair if he was very adamant, because he was guaranteed to get an ally discarder as long as he full fated. If he multi-fated and got Karapika and couldn't kill... Wait, he killed Coludo instead of Shalnark? To keep Killua in play for, like, another turn or 2? I mean, it is good to punish not having gone and taken that Killua kill turn, which is fair enough. I'm not sure it's what I would have done, though, because Shalnark can still really get some action moving here. It just takes 1 more Hideout turn to put Killua in kill range. I can see. I feel like I probably still would have killed Shalnark instead. But I don't dislike killing Coludo. I guess I'll say it like that. We are going to see a Cortopi play into attaching the Eyes. This is Karapika, I'm pretty sure. So getting Karapika out on York New... or even the top Fate could be really good on that next Fate. We're going to see Guts, and Guts is going to take away the gain 1 play at the Marsh. I think, is this a guaranteed Tempted? I believe this is a guaranteed Tempted. Just get Tempted out. Yep, there's Tempted. So you're going to have to play under Tempted for... We're going to get rid of Alone here. Very smart. So this will be Showdown, and Crollo still has quite a bit to go. But there's no immediate threat of an ally discarder to get rid of Shalnark, Shizuku, or Cortopi. So Divitae could really rush here. Divitae could really start to make some progress. You're going to drop Scarlet Eyes here instead of dinking Killua. Interesting. Big power gain. Killwa's putting in some work right now, holding all these fools here. We're going to see Hisoka into Uvigan or Kaluto. Kaluto also works. And then it'll be the Kaluto play into Killua to get him back down. So we're going to see Marsh, so that is Showdown. No immediate challenge to discard. Yep, Kurapika with Leoriel. And it is going to go on the top fate to make sure that that stays locked down, even if it is straight into what's-his-face. And did have an empty to immediately get a strength back, which is really, really good. And then throwing out My Castle. Yeah, there are no gain ones here, so good time for My Castle. Ooh, yeah, okay, you don't have 4 cards. Good. Guilty is out. Casca and Guts are out at full. Camaraderies are potentially in play. I don't know if there's another one in this deck guaranteed, but this is, oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. You have to gain 2 here. You can't let yourself get low on power, I don't think. Divitae's thinking real hard about it. If Stolen Ability ends up proccing, I think that'll trigger My Castle as well for 2. We're going to see Divitae just go straight over to Underground Auction to Kaluto Kurapika. And then a Phantom Troop for 2, so that's going to Kaluto again, and then Shalnark, Cortopi, and Greed Island. That's a really good hit. And then you Shizuku and move over Hisoka as well. I think you Shalnark Shizuku here. Move over Hisoka. Keep your play a card at Outskirts. Or no, you Cortopi Franklin, actually. Oh, well, then maybe you move Franklin, actually, and Cortopi Shizuku. It depends on if he has a card to play. Dgessner needs to see Roguelim and Silva very early in this Fate reshuffle here. Yeah, gonna move Franklin and do a play card instead. He heard me. He heard me. Machi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Strength Tokens. We're glad to have you here. Now, you need to resolve Cortopi first before you do this if you're using Cortopi. Yeah, this is a little out of order, but it's still legal, so. It does mean Shizuku gets the +1 as well. This is looking mighty good for Crollo. And then you kill Killua here so you can move these fools. Did you use the normal move action yet? I don't actually know. If you haven't, you get to move Hisoka over. Oh, and did a Greed Island pull, yeah. Killing Kurapika over Killua here. Divitae heard the egregiousness in my voice and was like, wait a second. What am I thinking? Killua's holding everyone in position. Yeah, there you go. This is 4 people here, technically 5 because of an easy Shizuku move. And then we're not going to be seeing a Fade here. Getting a Strength back with Empty and then getting rid of Tempted. You got to get rid of it ASAP. And then Gaston is 4, unfortunately, because of Guilty, so no Clash. It's going to be a really close game. That Stolen Ability should have just triggered, and that means that you get My Castle for 2. My Castle for 2, Butter. Please notice. This is the big games here. No Shizuku out. No, that's 2 minus tokens. Did you get the other minus token? Because Stolen Ability is gain 2 power. He gained 2 there. Okay, good. They heard me. Spider's Head, I think, is a really good pick here. Although, outside of like a Void or Slan play, we're not going to be seeing a lot of 2-cost cards played by Griffith at this point of the game because he's not playing his challenges anymore. And we will see a York new turn. Definitely wants to get rid of Kurapika. And using Hisoka here is really nice. Guts and Casca both at -1. Femto's at 3. There's no allies set up to kill Guts, though. This is going to be a really close game. I think, and therefore I think it's a little bit in Crollo's favor. It will be Uvigan here. to get the easy Kurapika kill. I'm actually just going to use Machi to kill Kurapika even, which I think is probably better. Yeah. It's going to be a very close game. I think it's in Krolo's favor just a little bit. Just a little bit. Spider Limb definitely helps with that. Attaching Cortopi. Yeah, Cortopi or Shalnark is the choice here. Actually, I'd probably attach Shalnark here because Shalnark doesn't have any good targets. Cortopi could still target Hisoka and now Greed Island, and technically it would move them closer outside of like a whatchamacallit. Divitae is tapped into my my microphone. Yeah, and then move Cortopi over. I think that's a lot better. So that is 6 because of a Shalnark trigger. This is 6 at Hideout right now, counting Shalnark being the use of the ability. Getting very close. Very, very close. Really, Dgessner wants to avoid triggering Spiderhead as much as possible. Neon isn't too bad here. Throwing out a My Castle for the play card. Unless it's like a Void play or like a really important Slan play that helps Dgessner a lot with killing, he really wants to avoid triggering Spider's Head, like, ever. We will see Underground Auction with no ability trigger because of Neon, which is very good, but it does get another move action and another play a card. And then we will see the gain 1 on the My Castle, so it's going to put Casca down. Really wants to kill Casca ASAP so that he can potentially have the top Fate back. Because I don't know if Fate spamming at this point would really significantly slow down Divitae is the thing. What would really make me feel better about Dgessner's current situation is if he got a Battlefield Brand turn. Casca is at 4, so Clash range with 1 more strength. Gonna check and see what these last 2 are. I think you full Fate here no matter what, because I'm pretty sure Pippin and maybe even Corcus are both in the discard. I'm not sure. I think you full Fate no matter what here. Oh, Corcus is still there, but Pippin is in the discard. Yeah, Corcus and Camaraderie. I'd probably put him on Battlefield. Gonna put him at Mercenary Camp? No, I think Battlefield is best to make the, whatchamacallit. And Gaston does go to 4 here. Technically 5 because of Guilty. Technically 6 because of Corcus. But I think you want to make the brands more expensive. Could still see... Oh, no, can't get the Corcus Clash because of Guilty. Yeah. So if it's a Battlefield, it would be a pretty bad Battlefield brand turn. It would also trigger Spider's Head now, so that's really rough. Really wants to try and get an ally there to kill Corcus, but doing that, again, would probably trigger Spider's Head, and a Spider Head trigger is really rough right now. We're going to see Nobunaga, and then also paid for a Bloodbath to do a kill. I'm going to use the 2-strength Cortopi to get Neon out of there, get the ability back 1 turn sooner, which is really important right now for speed running. I could still see a Battlefield Brand turn here. It would trigger Spider's Head, though, and if that's the case, you're really, really, really hoping to pull Silva and kill Shalnark while covering the top Fate, if that happens. Even though Kaluto is there to immediately clear it. We're going to see a Tower of Rebirth Brand, and we're going to see a Mercenary Camp. Get rid of Alone to get a Strength back, and get out a Demon Horde. And then that's it. This endgame has been really slow for Griffith. I'm fearing it's a little too slow. We're going to see Cortopi via Hisoka here. Into the Cortopi play. Probably attach Nobunaga. Yeah. So that's technically 7 cards. Do you still have a move action? If you still have a move action, then you set up game. Yep. So Shalnark, move here, ability Shalnark into Hisoka moving over. That guarantees that you have... Phantom Troop, because even if this card is Phantom Troop, the other one has to be in hand or discard. So this is game on board. Definitely game on board. Rogue Limb. Who do you hit with this? Probably Shalnark. Probably the attached Shalnark. That does stop game this turn. That's still good. Oh, but I really hate not getting Shalnark there. And then we're going to see a Ceaseless Torture to guarantee you get a challenge here. There it is. All the rest of those go back in. He really wants to be seeing those Demon Hordes again really soon. And this puts Femto at 5. So that's enough to clash Gaston, Corcus, Casca. He can clash everyone now, even with Guilty out because Casca is weakened. If another hero, if Pippin gets played, then Gaston will have too much strength. We're going to see Underground Auction here. You probably just move Cortopi over. Franklin for an extra play card if you can make use of it. He's going to move Franklin, actually. He does still have Shalnark, so this is once again game on board. He has to have Phantom Troop in hand now, though, because he doesn't have Hisoka. We're going to see a Bonalanov. Make himself stronger to try and punch Gon. At the cost of triggering Spider's Head. Ooh, Demise here. Did not hit a challenge, which is really good. There's no Brand, though. That's probably game. I think no Brand probably means we're done here, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Dgessner. Very fortunate for Divitae. This should be game now, since you know you can't be fated. There's no Brand. Might not literally be able to win on the next turn, but should easily set it up. If not, just get it. Nobunaga is going to be one of the triggers. An extra Franklin trigger. 2 Franklin triggers. I'd be quite surprised. Yeah, just going to go get another Demon Horde out and then Clash Corcus. But I think this should be game. And again, if it's not game, it sets up game because there's only going to be maybe one hero left on the board. I imagine at least Hisoka dies here. Unless both Phantom Troops are in the discard right now, because I just realized that Divitae wasn't able to force a reshuffle. Going to Hideout must have it. If you go to Hideout, you have it. Well, but why are you thinking? If you have it, surely the best play, no matter what, is to go to Hideout and play, like, use Shalnark, move over Franklin, that gets you to 8, and then you play Phantom Troop. Must not have it. Wow. All right, gonna trigger Bonalanov again for funsies, just to feel something. Just to make Cortopi be 2. And then I would probably hard discard my hand to hopefully draw into it, but you also have Greed Island as an option. Yeah, it didn't have it. That's very unfortunate. Another Demise here. You could Sanity Slip, but I think you Demise. Hits the Brand. Probably Brand, and then he gets to Vivid Nightmare and a challenge and Brand. You could get rid of the Ceaseless Torture to try and stop a Vanquish. He doesn't have any Vanquishes set up, so I would just get rid of the Brand. That's fine. This is gonna what is this fate gonna be? This fate means a lot. It is Silva to kill Shalnark. Silva onto Outskirts to kill Shalnark, I think, is the only right play here. Yep. And then Hisoka is limbed, not having the Phantom Troop at the right time there. Turns out that Hisoka hit was definitely, it definitely worked out. That was definitely the call. Yeah, Blood Soaked you absolutely want back. Blood Soaked is the one thing that can speed up your kill power here. We are going to see Underground Auction to attach Cortopi and then move Franklin in, which should put game back on board. Honestly, maybe what Dgessner should have done there is use Vivid Nightmares to shuffle in Brand in hopes of drawing it. There are a lot of heroes out, except Uvigin is out, so never mind what I was about to say about a lot of heroes out might be able to stop it. Camaraderie on Casca here? No, Casca still dies, so Camaraderie probably on Gaston. Gonna Sanity Slip the Demon Horde, that's also fair. Well, you go Clash Casca, that's for sure. Did get the Brand! For another fate. Holy cow. Hatred. Is there a target in there that's worthwhile? Melody actually stops it. You play Melody into Greed Island, probably. Scarlet Eyes is also good. He's low on power, but I think Greed Island can do more for him. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, he's short 1 again. And his York new turn to use Uvigin to kill Silva sucks. Holy cow. Dgessner might bring this back. He might bring this back. Oh boy, this is going to be close. For all the people who complain about Crush the Spider in Krollo's deck, this is why Crush the Spider is such a weak fate. Just so we're clear. Because, my goodness, do you see this? How much Krollo's fate deck just denies him? So many card plays. Gon, Silva, Hatred into Gon or Silva, Melody, Judgment Chain, Rogue Limb. Leorio. So many. Wait, did he just play? the thing. Oh, he played it. He's going to drop off all the attached ones here. But he's also playing it just to get a really strong turn off here. Oh, he gets to Bloodbath, kill Silva with Nobunaga. Yeah, all of these do get unattached by doing this. They're all going to be at hideout. Shizuku move Kaluto, and then Banalanov puts a +1 on someone. Doesn't really matter who, just one of the people already at hideout. And then Melody will get clashed. I think Hatred already passed. Is there a Judgment Chain in here? If there's a Judgment Chain in here, that'd be a really strong fate. Honestly, also just... we're going to see Pakunoda to attach someone. Yeah, so Melody covering the double play here also stopped the Pakunoda into... well, also, I think Cluedo wasn't in place for that, actually. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not. I'm thinking of Cortopi. Pakunoda just attaches to your location. This is just putting Shizuku back on. Never mind. Sorry. I mixed up Pakunoda and Cortopi's location stuff there. We're going to see Mercenary Camp here into a Blood-Soaked, maybe. Throwing out a Demon Horde and then just clashing Gaston before he can get any stronger. This is potentially game on board for Dgessner. We're going to see a Cortopi attach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8. I think there might be a Judgment Chain here to potentially stop it. But also, I don't know what these fate cards are. I think Pippin is in here. Pippin could save the day. Jado is in here. That's another hero. I need a hero. All right, I don't think Griffith can clear all of these at once. Not with this ally layout. We are going to see a Spider Limb on Cortopi to overkill here. And with Cortopi attached as well, a Judgment Chain doesn't stop it. I think Kurapika is one of the options here, though. Just getting Kurapika out in general could be good. We are going to see a Brand to be able to kill Jado, move Conrad over to Guts. So this is game on board. Oh, immediately going to get the Guts kill as well. So this is very, very, very game on board. Ooh, crush the Spider Judgment Chain. That might actually cost you the game. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this is Kurapika. Might have just lost on not pulling Kurapika there. Gonna move Hisoka away from everyone. And move Gon away from... no, I wouldn't do that because now they're both where Uvigin can hit them and Uvigin just needs to move Shizuku. I might have moved Uvigin over one instead. I'm not sure moving Gon really does anything. He's thinking it through again. Probably move Nobunaga twice to take away the Bloodbath play, actually. Might do it. That might save you. Because he doesn't have Shalnark. He might draw into Shalnark with Finks, but there's nothing you can do about that. I think moving Nobunaga twice might have been the play to stop the Bloodbath trigger from the whatchamacallit. I'm not sure if that would have won the game. So it all comes down to this. If Divitae can win, Divitae goes to hideout and wins the game. If Divitae cannot win, Divitae has to go to outskirts to try to stop Dgessner from winning. Because all Dgessner has to do is go to Tower of Rebirth in that game. But also, I think Pippin is in here, but I'm not sure that there's anywhere you can put... If Dgessner drew Blood-Soaked, it's over. We are going to see hideout here, so it's all on this. Does Divitae have game? Yes or no? This game has really gone on time. Divitae has taken a lot of really long Krollo turns. Krollo takes a lot of thinking. He's going to use the initial trigger on Shizuku to move over Nobunaga. Or not Nobunaga, Uvigin, I mean. Or thinking about it, at least. Can you do it, Divitae? I'm not sure if you can do it. I'm not sure if you can kill Gon and Hisoka. You definitely have one kill. Shizuku moves using Finks, actually, to try and get an answer. You move Uvigin with Shizuku, and then you get the Bloodbath from Nobunaga. And then you have Banalanov. Yeah, Banalanov. So you just need to have drawn a Bloodbath, and then you have an extra play card for a Bloodbath. Drew a Bloodbath. That's game. Yeah, I'm not sure if moving over Nobunaga would have saved the game for Dgessner, but I think it might have. With this hand, you would have drawn into a Bloodbath. Could you have done both there? You don't have Franklin here. No, you do have Franklin. Play the blood, but then you don't have Hisoka to bring the Bloodbath back. So I'm honestly not sure. Maybe double moving Nobunaga would have gotten Dgessner the one turn he needed, because I don't see how Crollo gets the second Vanquish to kill. He gets one Vanquish to kill Gon. I don't see how he gets the second one to kill Hisoka if Nobunaga had been moved. If Nobunaga's over here, you use Shizuku, move him over one, then you Phantom Troop, grab him with Cortopi. Spider, maybe you could have pulled it off because you move with Shizuku on Nobunaga, then you Spider Limbs, then you Bloodbath, but I think the Bloodbath draw was off of Finks, so would you have still gotten it? Maybe Divitae could have still gotten it. It's also impossible to know if Divitae would have seen the line, to be honest, but insanely close final game. I'm glad we went to 5 games and it was insanely close. But Divitae will be the winner and will be the victor of Anime Villainous Tournament Arc 2026, with Dgessner taking second place. Good play from both players, really great stuff. Great games, incredible games, and a fantastic tournament this year. Let's go over to the bracket and see the final bracket board. And so after 5 games, Divitae walks away with first place with a narrow 3-2 victory. Great stuff from both players throughout the entire tournament and in this final as well. It's always nice when the finals get to go to a full 5 games. Fantastic stuff. Really great from both of them and all the other competitors who played this year. So just great stuff. It has been fantastic running another tournament arc this year. I look forward to running yet another tournament arc next year for 2027. So really just great stuff. If you want to keep up with more Annaville, be sure to check the link to the Discord server that we have in the description. You can get into the competitive side of things. You can keep up with just our normal releases, the game in general. A lot of great stuff. But yeah, that covers it for this. So congrats again to Divitae for first. Congrats to Dgessner for second and Dragonfly for third, and everyone else who participated. I hope everyone enjoyed both playing and watching, whichever you did, or both. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time for more Anime Villainous. Until then, farewell.